Three, two, one. Uh, all right. Welcome to the Welcome to your mom's podcast. I'm Cat Melt, and joined to. Fuck. I'm not gonna fuck up again.
Do you want me to intro it?
Give me 5 seconds.
Yeah, sure.
All right. How's it going? Refuge podcast.
He's not even
Spec.
sitting down. He's not even
What?
sitting
What?
down. Welcome
All
back
right.
to the Refuge podcast where we fuck you.
Welcome to your mom's podcast. First episode, the pilot. Joined by Soap.
Soul tweaking. I'm here.
We got Speculations.
Base House gonna make a comeback this year. Let's get it.
Got Humfreaky, also known as Medi.
Penis.
And we got Clara.
What up?
Yeah, so we're all a part of Refuge. We all contribute in like our own sweet way. Some of us have been here forever, since the very beginning. Some of us jumped in midway, and now we're all here. So probably going to talk about like just a bunch of random stuff, maybe what we've been through, how we met each other and stuff. And, you know, later episodes, we'll have more people, more guests, and just talk about why we're here pretty much. And no, I guess I kind of want to like start off by like talking about like how we all met each other, or like how we started playing the game even. I know you guys like created Refuge. You guys were the two people that came together and did that. So where did you guys
I started
like meet?
in 22, I think. Yeah, February 22 is when I started. Yeah, I heard about it before and like went on desktop just to like check it out, but I had the headset and I actually got in February. I can't remember the streamer that I would watch. He plays WoW. Dude, I don't know.
Just like I hopped in this game. I want to say similar time. Played it a couple months prior. One of my old coworkers was like, "Hey, you gotta come over to my house, smoke some bowls, try out this VR thing." I'm like, "Yeah, this is pretty cool." And so I got a Quest, and then I didn't really understand like PC VR. I literally was just like, a nerd with a Quest. I didn't even have a PC, and realized like, oh, I could do about 1% of what I want to do with just the Quest by itself. So went back over to his house, and he showed me VR chat, and I was like, all right, this is pretty sick. Like I could just interact with anyone at any time of the day from anywhere. Just I can make friends, chill. And I didn't even know about the music scene back then. It was literally just like a social simulator. Just pop in here, like say hello. So yeah, I bit the bullet, grinded, got the money to get a PC, and then met this guy a couple months after I
You
like.
didn't even have a PC. You were just like,
Dude,
you just went
nothing,
to Best
man.
Buy and you're like, this thing looks cool as fuck.
I
I'm gonna just
did.
put it on.
And like, I don't want to get too long with the story, but it was funny. The first PC I had, one of the RAM sticks broke after like 3 days, and I had to go. They refunded me, and I drove like an hour south to pick up another one, the exact same thing. Got a refund, which was sick, like 20% of the order. So ended up making some money, but and then actually like started playing this game and exploring it. Went to this thing called Rest and Sleep. It's this world. This is like right before I discovered the music. And I would just go in there with my buddy Frosty, and we'd just sit there and like knock people out. You just sit there and headpat people. We'd always like talk on call or like talk in the space. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, there's got to be more that I can do.
Right.
And I don't remember exactly the steps in which I got there, but I remember meeting Medi at Main Street. After a while, I somehow got to be working security
Well,
there.
Reckless met you. Did Reckless like catch you at Club Orion? Because I know you DJ at Club Orion a lot.
Yeah, so I
Or-
used to do like random pop-up sets there, but I don't remember exactly how I got into that space. He probably did meet me, but that feels like
It was either there or FPT Heaven, because he would just constantly be at FPT Heaven getting lap dances.
probably because
That's
I didn't
insane.
really like
I feel like-
FPT Heaven.
So like the story of you like going from, okay, I'm just a Quest user, which is what I was too. I went to Best Buy and I'm like, whoa, this is gonna be sick for me to stream. And then I did it and it was so boring. I was just playing like Beat Saber. But then I found out about VR chat because of other streamers. And I'm like, oh shit, this is sick. But I never found out about the music ever through like anything online or like anything like on Twitch. Like nobody was like streaming music or DJs like at the time. This was 2022 around the same time. So like So you found the club through going to other clubs. You started going to like public worlds. I don't know, how did that?
Essentially, yeah. There were a couple people I used to hang around. We'd always like end up at Club Orion somehow after a few hours, and it was around my birthday a couple years ago. I actually got like a 400. I got my first DJ deck, and I was like, you know what? I'll just stream it in a game. You know, I bit the bullet, and at the time I like was hardly making any money, but I'm like, I'll pay the VR CDN monthly. Like, it seems worth it. Like I can actually utilize this, and when you first start DJing, you're not Steve Aoki, so you're still kind of figuring it out, and it was more of like a just fun, like friend supportive thing.
Oh, that's crazy.
But in
So
doing
like you
that for
had
a while,
friends that you must have had people, and I'm guessing Medi might have been one of them that like, or maybe not, that like showed you how to do it, because you didn't just
No,
like
so-
know.
We were
How to
both
do it
learning
off
at the
rip.
same time.
we
pretty
both
much.
learned
Did
the
you
same
see
time.
like a DJ like doing
'Cause-
it? Like how did you even?
Well,
How
I
possible?
learned through Main Street pretty much.
Right, that
'Cause
was your first
That was
club. in the
yeah. Like
scene.
we went to. I don't even remember the names of the first clubs we went to. They're still around. But I would go to Club Orion public before Main Street. Like as our friend group and just like fuck around. But I wouldn't really like care about the music because it was always like I don't know, a YouTube link.
Right.
I didn't really see
Oh,
live
yeah.
DJs.
Back
But-
then, it was just like a party more than like a
Yeah.
let's put a show.
Yeah, it's more like
together.
the lighting system and.
But y'all
Yeah.
still.
But
so
I remember him. He would make sets in FL Studio
that's crazy.
originally.
So you were
like,
doing like like putting
I would-
tracks together and
Or
then
he'd-
just playing them out.
Yeah, because in my mind, my sped brain back then, I didn't know how to like, I couldn't keep up with play a song, get another song rolling, like the actual
Right.
being a DJ. It
And
just
you
took
probably
me a
didn't
minute.
have the DJ deck. You were just like,
No.
Yeah, like I would
enjoying
sit
We
there.
got it at
and
the same
look at-
time, I think.
that's
It
wild.
was yeah, I remember. It was when you got back from Ireland. We bought our decks at the same time.
That's sick. Well,
Yeah,
so how did
yeah.
I mean my story of DJing? I started when I was like 13, and I like had like vinyl and shit, and my mom bought me like my first like one of the turntables. I'm like, damn, this is awesome, but I need another one. I'll buy
Yeah.
the other one now. Thanks, mom. But like, how did like Clara and Soap, like, what was like your first inkling to become a
So-
DJ? Really?
First inkling to become a DJ, that
Yeah.
was
That's
speculation.
spec,
over
yeah.
there. So specifically for me, how I came to be, I was running around on desktop, and I actually like I can't remember what I saw. I think it was like I saw it through like Instagram or TikTok or something like that. That's how I saw VR chat, and I was like, okay, that looks kind of cool. Like it was like dancers or some shit that I saw, like hip hop dancers. So they were like not e-boy grinding on the floor, not that cringe shit. But I met Spec in a Black Cat one day, like at a mirror, and we became friends like that. And then he basically like convinced me to get a headset, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, why not? And I remember,
No way. So you weren't even
yeah,
headset it up. You were just like
no,
enjoying.
just desktoping around, bro, just hanging out. And I
That's
remember
crazy.
I got my headset, I put it on, and I was in VR for maybe an hour, and I took it off immediately and ordered the trackers. And I was like, yeah, we're not doing this without trackers.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
yeah,
that's how it was for me too. I went to Club Orion and I got these two guys. They were mute and in girl avatars were like dancing on me and like play spacing and stuff. I didn't know what that was back then because I was new.
classic.
And after they like went off to take a break, I ran in after them and I was like, dude, how do you do this? Like, send me the fucking links. And I instantly bought the trackers.
That's
Yeah.
wild, dude. Me too. When I was like, the only places I would go were drinking night, and you'd see like the golden goose. It would just be someone with full body, and it was like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Getting my
Yeah.
headset
It's
was kind
crazy
of
how
wild.
different it is.
I feel like everyone acquired their headset had a story behind it. Mine was
Yeah.
weird because I took one of my old high school friends up with me to get it. I bought a used Index from a guy who played VR chat and actually was with his girlfriend who he met on VR chat to sell me the headset. They drove like
No way.
2 hours south from
End of
Santa
an era.
Barbara.
You're like,
Yeah,
"Here
and
you go.
I met
Good
them
luck."
in and I met them in LA, and they're just like, yeah, here you go, and it came with headset trackers, like 2 base stations, and then like these poles.
Oh, you were
so I don't have
just
to
ready
like
to
drill them
go.
on the wall. Yeah, it
That's
was. I
sick.
remember it was 1,000 cash, and I'm just like, you know what, this is reasonable, and it was like barely
1,000? Oh my
used.
god.
Yeah, so I got everything for a G, and I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad.
Not bad.
And that kind of like gave me a hint. I'm like, there must be a lot like
Yeah, like I
to
spent
deal with in this phase. Like,
$1,000 on this. Like, it's got to be worth it, right? You're like, there's got to
well,
be
it's more
more.
of like this guy came down with his girlfriend who he met in VR before I really understood like what it was about. Like that was kind of like a hint, you know, like when you're watching a movie and you get one of those like a hint that the director puts in, or like the music gets song, like something happens. It was kind of one of those moments for me where it was like, made me
Foreshadowing.
think a bit. Yeah, like some
Right.
foreshadowing, like, and you know, you can't really ever prepare yourself if you've never played this game for what
Well,
you're gonna see.
How did
But
Clara? How did
it was
you?
Yeah,
How did you
Claire.
come to be? What was like your whole come to
So
be in VR?
I got my headset way back in 2019 when the Rift S first came out. I think that's when Inside Out tracking was new, and I mainly got it for Beat Saber. But I would play VR chat, but it was pretty sparse. It was like just here and there. I would like get on, join some publics, try to make some friends. I might hang out for like, a week or so, but then I'd always get sidetracked by other things going on. And I did instantly try to go to music events though, because I was already interested in music since I was a kid and playing different instruments and stuff. And then I got into producing, and that's around the same time I started playing VR.
Oh
And
wow.
I tried to
No
go
way.
I tried to go to a Ghost Club event. I did go, but I was lagging so hard that I left.
Damn.
Um,
But
I
you
went
made it
to I
in.
think a Vibe Tribe event, which I stayed there for a while, but it was a EU scene. I was still
Hard
lagging
style.
pretty
Okay.
bad, and it was pretty much nightcore. The DJ was
Oh
actually
yeah.
playing. And then I think I went to a 2 VR event maybe.
Cool.
But for the most part, like my PC wasn't good enough and everything, so I stopped playing for a while. And it wasn't until a little bit, basically right after Refuge started, that I just decided after like 5 months of not playing VR one night that's like, I'm gonna get on, I'm gonna join a great pug, try to make some friends. It's been a while. And I met someone, and then the next day they invited me to Refuge. And I think
No
this
way.
was like within the first 50 to 100 members or something back
And
in December
at
of
this point, you were
23.
already like you're making music. Like what made you be
Yeah,
like I want to be a DJ? Like I want to like DJ the music and
yeah.
like I want to do
At
this
this
in
point,
VR, right? Like
I already had been making music. I was invited onto a compilation on my friend's label, I think, at this point. And pretty much through all that stuff, I always knew that I would probably start DJing. I'm making dance music, I'm interested in dance music. It's probably, I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's inevitable. But it wasn't until this year in March, I think, that I finally decided to do it. But
it's locked in.
prior to that, I was collecting tracks still. I'd like download tracks that I was like, whenever I start DJing, I know I'm gonna play this. I need to play this. This would be so fun to play. Um, but yeah, it was pretty much through Refuge and all of you guys that I was inspired to like, you know what, I'm gonna finally do it. It was when my the record I was on came out too, and I think that was also a big motivator and inspiration because it was pretty much in the same week that I bought my deck. I think back in
Yeah, you're
March
like
of
it's
this
time to
year
go. It's time to
or last year. Sorry.
DJ. I mean,
Yep.
I've been a DJ like forever. Like, and I say that with my whole chest because like I've been bad at DJing forever. I still think I am. It's like I went into these drinking nights and black cats and whatever with like the mirror, right? And you'd always have the people playing their Spotify through their mic, right? And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I got
That
some
was me,
good
bro.
songs. So I started doing that. I was like, all right, I know what they like. Everyone's getting twisted and they're all scene kids, they're all like my age. So I'm like, I just started playing like, System of a Down, and fucking whatever, Evanescence. And people would be like, yo, mute all the other, because there's always 3 DJs right in front of the mirror. So they're like, yo, mute everybody else. Keep this guy on, right? If you're trying to turn up. And I would turn up those lobbies. Like those would be nights that I like remember still. And I'm like, dude, people are fucking with this. And then I was like, okay, let's level this up. Let's actually show up all these like microphone DJs and connect my DJ setup to it. So I like jerry rigged it. I didn't know anything about VRCDN or like anything, but voice meter really pushed me through. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put voice meter through the mic, Serato DJ, and I started doing a lot of hip hop, right? So I just started doing like boom boom bap, and people were like, yo, he's DJing right now. And then the owner of Virtual Sanctuary, shout out Mage, he came through and heard me doing this, and he's like, "What the? Are you DJing right now?" I'm like, yeah. And he's like, "Okay, I own a club," and I'm like, "What? What does that mean? You'd like own drinking night?" He's like, "No, no, 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 no." He's like, "We do this, and I'm like, "What does that mean?" And he's like, "Come with me." He takes me to like the club. It's like empty. He's like, "Do you want to do what you just did on stage?" And I'm like, "That's a thing." And he's like, "Yeah." So I just jumped on stage that night. It was the worst set of my life. Like my audio was like so low.
This is still when you were a mute, right?
I was a mute. Like, yeah, like I started playing VR chat as a mute. So like I couldn't really, like if people even were talking to me like on the stage, like, "Hey, we can't hear you." I'm just so locked in on the DJ set. And I was just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is so good. This is," and then I look up and there's someone with a text box saying, "This is the worst set of my life." Right. And I'm just like, damn, I need to figure this out. And that's what made me go like, okay, I need to get better at this. I need to find out who else is doing this. And my full body friends from the drinking night, they were like, okay, we've got some places to show you. They took me around to a bunch of clubs, and then they finally took me to Refuge. And that's when you and all the staff, you know, quote unquote at the time, were like, all right, who's up next, right? Oh, yo, get this guy to do it. And I bombed the DJ set at Refuge. That was awesome. I think
Yeah, I remember.
I think
I thought you
But
were
I-
like new to DJing.
but I
was like,
had
yeah,
so much
whatever.
fun. I had
Putting
so
your
much
feet
fun because like at the end of the
Yeah, I love
set,
the energy.
you were super nice. You were like, "Hey man, great job." And I was like, "Yes. Improvement." Like we fucking did it, boys. Like let's fucking do this again next week. And yeah, I mean that's my little my little DJ journey on VR. Um I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy to see people like go through that and just like come to Refuge, right? And we've had so many people come through that are like, yeah, I've never played here. I've also never, done this. And you set them up. Like now I feel like you do a really good job of being like, hey, do you have VRCDN? Like, what are you using? Like, here's a guide. Like you just like shoot them a DM and then they figure it out. And they're sometimes like super impressed. Like sometimes these DJs are like, holy shit, like these guys are sick. And sometimes they never come back. They just do the one hit wonder and they're just like, that was dope. I don't
Well, I
know.
think doing that is kind of what separates us. Like if you get like, I don't know, someone who's never played, like just give them a shot. Let them have fun with it. I mean, at the end of the day, 80 people aren't sitting in a lobby just intently analyzing every single second
Yeah,
of what
like
you're
just
playing. Like
staring
you know,
at
just
you.
have fun. Like
That's
get,
not a thing
play
anymore.
some tunes. Yeah, it's definitely not. Play your
It
tunes. Improve.
like every time it inspires the hell out of them and it makes them like so
Exactly.
excited and
Exactly.
I
And
don't
like
know.
That's
you'll
what you
get
did for me.
Yeah.
you'll get someone who comes in. They've played like once,
Can
and
you
they'll
guys
play, and then they'll
say
like come back
words
3 weeks
things
later, and
below
I could
high?
hear a
Words
noticeable
things high.
improvement. Like
Words
things
it's
low.
motivated them to like
I
keep
love it.
going,
Remember
and
when you forgot
just
that the
because of like
Tuesday
bar
one
are
really
the
positive
evenings, the
interaction,
morning
we've
breakfast
gotten this
is
person to
always-
go from like big bum fire on the DJ decks to like actually playing a set that's like pretty impressive in a really
Right.
short amount of time. Like it's
And
that
the
little
fact that you guys
encouragement.
did it, every week. I joined so like, like you guys had some like momentum, some like doing it weekly. Y'all had like 700, maybe 800 people in the group at the time. And it wasn't until I started coming back and seeing other people do it where I'm like, holy crap, these are DJs. Like they're like planning their sets, they're like putting music together, and like it was a lot of house music, right? So it was a lot of house DJs, and I'm like damn, this feels like home. This is like what all my friends used to do back in Florida. And I'm like, dude, okay. And I would learn. I'd be like, okay, this guy's a good DJ. This guy isn't. I'm gonna try to, make my way into the DJs that like care about it. And I was like really like, yo, like, sharing track lists and shit. Just the average like Joe thing. Just being like, hey, dude, like that was sick. And then and really just ingesting like the beauty of it all. I couldn't have done it without Refuge. Really, like everybody else, it just seemed like a production. It seemed like like Ghost Club, all these things I couldn't get into before a queue was a thing, before you could get in line to go somewhere. I was like, oh man, these guys must have spent like half a year working on their set. You know what I mean? It felt so majestic. But it was something about Refuge that it felt like you could just show up and be like, hey, I do this. And you guys would be like, all right, come back tomorrow, and then that would be the
Yeah.
thing. Or, stick around till it's over and get up there, which was pretty cool. I remember Soap coming through and being like super stoked just about Refuge in general. Do you remember
Super
when you
stoked.
first came through, bro?
Bro, okay. I think before we get into that, I think those two, Medi and Spec, should talk about why they made Refuge.
Yeah,
when
like-
they made Refuge.
Yeah,
Wow.
what the hell happened there? Like, what inspired you guys to
So
have your own thing?
late, or I guess like all of 22 was like the music scene was dominated by rhythm, tear out, dubstep, like very aggressive genres. And I love house music and like soft music, and it just didn't exist back then. At least like, I don't know, in my view, because it was really hard to find groups back then. There wasn't groups.
There wasn't groups, yeah.
There wasn't even groups, yeah.
You had to know somebody.
You didn't know
Which was
somebody that
terrible.
would be like, hey, this is fire, come through. Like,
Yeah,
that was,
but
yeah.
We were part of Main Street. With Soap was in it too.
I was also
We
in
were all
back in the day.
security.
Security.
Yeah,
I missed the
I
boat
mean-
on that. I missed the boat on Main Street. I came in a little late.
It
God,
was.
it was a really cool concept.
Yeah.
Terribly executed, but like it was cool. I really fucked with the like gate that we had, because we would just like RP fuck with people,
Yeah.
It'd be like, yo, what's your school lunch code? And they'd like actually memory unlock, tell me their fucking lunch code. I'm like, all right, come on.
All right,
That's
you can go.
actually
Dude,
that's
it's so
actually so
funny.
good. You're memory unlocking me right
Just
now.
like
I can't. I
the
don't
most
remember
random
it, but
questions.
fuck.
Like, some people absolutely hated it though, and I was just like, okay, whatever, just go, man, that's fine.
Oh yeah,
Come
they're
in.
like, you're gonna
But
really talk to
It
me
was
right
really
now?
fun when people like, yeah, it was really fun when people like, actually had fun with an RP
I'm
back.
trying to drink with my friends. Get out of the way.
For
Wow.
people who don't know what
Yeah.
is or was Main Street.
It was just I don't know, just
It
another
was a
club.
place where you could hear music. I mean, from what you said,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
the execution may not have been like a whole production with like a guy doing the visuals. It was more of like, hey, we're here to party, right? Like a step up from.
Yeah, well, we had big goals, but we didn't have the skill
Yeah,
set or
Mhm.
the knowledge to like do
Right.
it. So
And at the time,
Like back
what was
then-
your Unity like? And I'm sorry,
I had zero Unity experience.
Yeah.
It
you
was-
go. Or you?
I had
say,
like
Spec?
just opened Unity for fucking, I don't know, an avatar edit. That's it. Sorry, go ahead.
That's literally what I was gonna bring up. Is like his Unity knowledge compared to now was non-existent, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Like he
Really
went
nothing.
from not
I was
even
giving me a headbutt
understanding
right
how to open the app, just like me. Like it goes back this far when we were making the
Oh, okay,
main
this is
Refuge
crazy.
map, and we did that right after the easy anti-cheat came out, which like messed up everyone's mods, and they didn't have personal mirrors or any of the convenience stuff. They took it all away, pissed off every single person who played the game with a PC. So we were like trying to port it for chill out, and I remember having the conversation with him, being like, "Hey, who wants to have the project on their PC?" Now, what would that answer be? Oh, Medi. But back then, neither of us knew anything about Unity like that. And
Yeah.
it was kind of like well, you're home a little bit
Coin
more than
flip.
I am. Why don't you give it a go? And like, you just ran with it, and now is like somewhat of a legend with Unity. Like he just
that's the
he
thing.
whipped out my apartment
You
map in 30
saw-
minutes. Like
you saw all the parts that were like not all the gears that just weren't oiled and weren't turning, and you're just like, man, Like, what made you
Yeah.
what made you guys make Refuge? You know, what made you guys leave essentially the team
To
over
be
at-
honest, it was the owner. They're the co-owner. You know,
Right.
he just, I don't know. He didn't have the same view and
Didn't have the same drive.
didn't want to
goals.
level it up.
Yeah.
Didn't want to be like, hey, like, and
And it
whatever
was
that
more
is.
of
he was
like
just
a-
like, I don't know. He's more almost clout chasey.
It was also working.
I don't know.
I feel like if there were people
And
getting
he
pissed
took it
at
like
you,
super serious, which was like a good thing, but
okay,
it was too far in my opinion. And
Yep.
like back then, absolutely, there's no way we're making money off this. You know,
oh,
we
0%.
still don't.
It was just a place
So,
to
like-
be, and I feel like maybe you're like, damn, like, was it talent? Like, did you see people that were like crazy good, and you're like, damn, I wish they could, or you were just like, no, they got to be out there. Like, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of times when I go to a new event, I see some like like super talented people, and I'm just like, damn.
Mhm.
I hope they keep playing the game. I hope they keep getting booked and keep doing things that like inspire them in the game. You know, because that could lead to anything. Even people that have played all the craziest shows, you know, all the shelters and the ghost clubs and the whatever, like.
Yeah.
They can go to any venue and like crush it direct support for their favorite artist. And I don't know, if I was in your position and I saw like a DJ and everyone around them is just like they're not paying attention to the DJ, or maybe they're just like not there for the music, I'd be like, damn, I want to make a place for that. You know, I was just
Yeah,
wondering
That's-
like
that's,
what
like,
I
basically
think
what they
people,
did.
yeah, I mean, people were definitely there for the music. Don't get me wrong. It was just the wrong.
And
kind
it
of
was just the
music.
wrong environment. Yeah, it was the wrong
And-
kind of music, and it was the wrong environment.
Yeah,
you were
So they
saying.
closed that
down.
There was a lot of dubstep at Main Street. then.
yeah, which is a completely different crowd. You know,
Okay,
there's
gotcha.
very little crossover with the dubstep crowd and like the very soft, like
So take
chill
me
house,
through it.
deep
Take me
house.
through it. You're like
Yeah.
Refuge. You're like there's no house music around. Like what?
Mhm.
Because the logo is a house, right? It's always been a house.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like your origin story, your origin theme, right? So
Well, spec was like super
day one Refuge.
deep diving
Take me
into
through it.
like Knock 2 and all the night bass.
Okay, the night
producers.
bass
So he's like super
label
into
is
that
sick.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we played a lot of bass house to begin with.
Yeah.
because because
Because
bass
you were
house is
transitioning
close. Yes,
Yeah,
it's really
exactly.
From
close
that
from
scene. Yeah.
and house is
Okay.
a genre where you can like I don't know, with IRL shows it's very similar. You go to an EDC or like a crazy festival, if you go to the dubstep for like if you go see Excision, you're not gonna be able to have like an in-depth like talk about your life, like be able to
No, you're
check in
not
with
there-
your homies conversation.
Right. You're not
you're
there.
you're headbanging, you're going insane. Whereas you go to like house,
Right.
like you know, go to a house set, it's just different. Like you know, conversation is more like of a thing. For example, like there's time and place, and
You're
I
not
think
there to
our
lose
vision.
your mind. You're there to, you know.
Well, it's not even that. It's more of like it's easier to have full-on conversations and lock in with your friends to house than it would
Yeah.
be for like hard techno in a tunnel or like you know Excision at you know Base Canyon or the Tacoma Dome. Like that, something like that would just be ridiculous and is really fun. But I think our vision with Refuge is like we'd be at security booth, you know, letting people in with like the you know RP stuff. What's your you know school code and all that sort of thing. And I didn't know it back then, and it was kind of messed up on my end. But I would like start DJing through voice meter on my mic in the security booth because we couldn't go
front of-
inside of the venue. In
Wait, that's
front of the
awesome.
thing.
That's like
So
another
we'd have
move.
like 20 or 30 people show up, like more than half of the entire instance to the security booth, and I'm just like playing Knock 2 and just like playing bass house,
Mike
and
DJ.
going crazy, and like you know we'd have people come up and like be like, "Yo, this is lit!" And I remember one of my friends would like pulled out his
How crazy would that be? Like in real
His
life,
voice
if
meter.
like if you went to a show, right, and the security guard's just like DJing,
DJ.
and it's fire, and it's absolutely fire, and you're just like,
I don't
you
know if it was
what?
fire, but
Dude.
it was fun. Like
Okay. Side story.
crazy.
So I remember last time I went to this full moon event in Detroit. You go down this like long street, and about halfway there's like security guy basically parked in his car, and he had like big ass subs, and he's just playing like drum and bass. Like the whole time.
Oh my god.
And then you walk past that, and it's just like Detroit house music and techno. Anyways,
Wow.
it's funny. It's like the opposite.
Yeah, it's like the best of both worlds. Different.
It's funny though.
That's crazy. So day one Refuge, right? You guys are like, okay,
Yep.
there weren't groups, right? Back
No.
then. So
Everyone had to add me.
you had to
'cause
start a
I was
Discord.
like,
You had
screw
to
it, I'll be the
like,
host.
there had to be
Yeah.
like a base camp that you guys set up, and you're like, and also you guys were like, we want to do this every week. So how did this like, and even the name too, right? Like the name
Well-
is a crazy origin story, I bet too.
We started with porting it into chill out. Like I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
we started this right as the EAC client got implemented into the game. So it broke everyone's mods, it pissed people off. You lagged more. It really sucked for that first couple months because they didn't add anything back in. They just remove mod support because all mods are bad, and then just kind of left us high and dry. So we're like, chill out's a very similar game. It has the exact same Unity architecture. You just need to add like one or two more toggles if that's the correct
You saw the
verbiage.
ship
and then
burning and the ship
much.
sinking, and you're just
we
like,
saw
all
the
right, let's
ship burning,
take,
and I saw a
let's take
brand
our
new one
energy
with nothing on it.
and just
Yeah,
let's
take
quit our
refuge.
security jobs and let's go to this new thing that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
And it-
awesome, and it didn't. I mean, chill out didn't pan out.
We never even
obviously,
really
so-
gave it a chance because
Yeah.
by the
Right.
time so we got like I don't know 75% of the way with the world, and then Murdoch's wanted a world for his event, which was like what Eat Sleep Rave Repeat. What the hell is it called?
It
The
might have
actual
been
event.
that.
I think it's like that. Yeah.
That
I
was
don't
a
know if it's
group.
there, though.
That sounds
Anyways,
like
Yeah, I was gonna say
EDM
anyways.
related.
he wanted a world for that, and I showed him the world. And we're like, screw it, you could use this. Like, it's pretty much what you want, anyways. I modified it to like what he was wanting more, and boom, it
And
was
that's
in
when you
VR
started
chat
doing
too.
events. You're just like, all right, we're doing
Yeah.
these now for people.
It wasn't even events though, dude. It was literally we
It's just a
just
Just
log
show
in,
up.
go to Refuge,
You just show up.
log in Refuge, and like we'd like edit the world like all day, and like just people
That
were
was
just
all word of
DJing,
mouth.
like I don't know.
That was all like, hey, like,
Yeah.
come, we're DJing, or we're,
Yeah.
Yep.
dude, come through. That's
Once
the
we
thing.
started the Wednesdays, okay, so Yameko was like a huge reason to why we even had people at our stuff.
Right.
Period.
Yo.
Because
Yeah. Shout out.
Yameko is
Funiki.
part of
Yeah.
yeah, well, there was a different group.
Yeah, it was before that.
I can't remember.
Oh wow.
I don't
The
remember
I'm out
any
of the
that
loop.
either.
I don't know. I wasn't there. I
So-
wasn't here at this time. Yeah.
Yeah, Yameko is part of the Feud, which is like a big friend group. Probably
Okay.
like 100 or more
The
people.
feud, the family
But
feud.
yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. And
Sorry, that's
we were tight, so they would invite all their friends to that every Wednesday and
Right.
just go crazy.
hell yeah.
Right.
Back then, dude, I was like literally like typing letters to all my friends on Discord, like, "Hey, you should check out this event we're
Check
doing."
out
Like,
Refuge,
it
yeah.
was crazy, man.
Copy,
I put in so much
paste.
effort.
Bong.
to get
no,
people to come.
you were probably nice to everybody and like being like,
Yeah.
hey, like you gotta come.
Yeah,
check
and it was
this
all
out.
like personalized, but
Yeah.
it was crazy how much effort I put into that. And
You weren't
Yeah,
even on the
I was-
train of like, oh, let's make this popular. You're just like, dude, we're having fun. Like,
no, I just like
come
wanted,
through.
I genuinely wanted friends to
Yeah.
come and like, I don't know, just hang out and listen to
Just
fucking
vibe.
house
Experience
music.
the house music. Yeah.
That's crazy. So then, like, I mean, there's like so much. There's so much from that point, right? There's so much from day one Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
First Wednesday to Soap. I think Soap might have been one of the. You were one of the first to join the group.
Yeah. So
when groups
so
came out. So when did
groups
you guys
came
make
out.
the group? Right? It was
yeah,
like.
do you remember? You remember like date?
When
I don't remember
groups
the
came out in
exact date.
December.
So you
Okay,
guys were
like
already
November
doing
22?
events. You were already like
23?
had a role.
Yeah.
You people expected
No.
you to do this at that point, right?
Or do you say December or November?
One of the months.
Yeah,
There's-
yeah, one of the two.
They came out
Um,
at the end of November.
But people expected
Specifically.
you to like do this on Wednesday, right? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, like people got used to it. So
people
that
got
yeah,
used to you
having
doing
the
this.
group just made it go. It
And then
just-
once
it
groups
just
came
took
out, you're
off.
like, oh, we gotta we got to make this now. You know, you're like, let's go. And you were
Yeah.
number
I was number 10. But
10.
so yeah,
in
I
the group.
remember we all used to hang out at Main Street all the time. It was super fucking dope. We would just be, chilling at the security booth. Okay. Listen. It was
It was, but it
dope
wasn't.
when it was dope when
Yeah.
we were hanging out. Okay, it wasn't dope all the time, but
Okay.
yeah.
That's a real friend
right.
right there.
Anyways,
It's a real friend right there.
I don't think I ever went to like Refuge before groups were made. I think groups came out, and then it was like, cause there was a time when like I was going to Main Street, and then like I kind of like did my own thing for a while, and I was like doing like other shit that I
The
won't.
dancer art.
Yeah, dancer
The
art.
dancer art
my
was
bad.
wild.
No, it's all right, bro. It's
My
all right, bro. It's all right, bro.
Doxed you?
Doxed me, yeah. E-boy dancer, grinding on the floor, dolphin diving, that crazy shit. It was wild.
I wish
But
I
I
was there for
remember
that.
like Spec was always trying to get me to come, and I was like,
I'm
I remember
busy.
we were in a Black Cat, and he was like, "Yo, I made this group," and I was like, "Oh, okay, what is it?" And then that's when I joined the group, and I was like, I think I was like the 10th member or something like that,
That's
and I didn't
insane.
actually go. I didn't actually go until probably it was probably like a month after
Have
that.
fun with your little party. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
dancing.
yeah. I'm gonna go dance. I'm gonna go grind on the floor.
You
Hold
would
on, I'll
you
be
would
right
like
back.
stop by,
Yeah, I would be in
especially
for,
when
like-
Spec was DJing. You'd
Yep,
you'd like come
yep.
and like
Yep. Anytime
geek
Spec
out
would
for
DJ,
that,
I'd
and
pull
then
out,
you're gone.
pull up for Spec.
Yep.
Goated.
But I remember like fast forward like 6. It was probably like more like 8 months, maybe 8 or 9 months. And then I finally was like, you know what? Let's actually just like lock in on Refuge. I was just sick and tired of that. Like the whole FBT community is
Got
just
to you.
like FBT heaven is gross. It's like
Got to you.
all like I
It's
don't
very
know.
high school.
It's very very high. Like I felt like I was in high school again, and had
Right.
graduated high school, but I was done with high school. I didn't want to deal with
That's
that shit
great.
anymore.
That's crazy that you went through all of that. Like, cause
Yeah.
when I joined the game and I was going to drinking night and stuff, like there was no drama. The
Yeah.
biggest drama I had was some
Some
like,
drunk guy yelling.
some
Yeah.
twerp, coming through and saying some crazy words, and I'm just like, block.
Yeah, but they just got
use the
vote kicked or
feature.
blocked.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
vote kicked. Vote kick was huge in drinking night, right? And like, but I never experienced like the interpersonal relation. Like you went through like a lifetime. Being a
No,
dancer.
I had a whole different friend
insane.
group, whole different
Never had that.
side of me that I don't. I'm very disappointed in myself for that whole time that I
That's a
that I
beautiful
had. but
thing.
It was very disgusting, and I have grown a lot since then, and I've
And
realized
then,
a lot of things.
so
in life.
you started seeing what they were doing. You're like, this is kind of cool. You're like,
Yeah.
this is kind of dope.
Yeah, like I was just
I
sick
think
and
the
tired of
switch
that
really
shit.
flipped at Spec's birthday.
Yep, Spec's birthday was the first time that I was like, "Holy shit! Like this is the shit." Because
Like, this makes
I've always
sense.
been into like EDM music, just like any type of electronic music at all. Like I've always been into that. My dad was really into that, so he kind of got me into that. Like no copyright sounds, bro. He was listening to that shit every day in the car, bro. It was crazy. as fuck, bro.
Fire.
It was
Raising 'em
crazy
right.
as fuck.
Raising them right.
Raising them right. Yeah. It'd be
That's
like
great.
it would be like Evanescence or System of the Down, and then he'd be like, "All right, we're gonna play
Amazing.
this," and I'm like, "All right, bet, okay, dope."
Right.
But
Dad
I
on
don't know. I
board.
just finally locked in on that, and I was like, I remember like I started coming around a lot more, and then I like met Medi, got really close with Medi, and it was just like
That's awesome.
I started meeting other people, and then I don't know.
Well, because there was a
And
period
then-
of time that you, and I don't mean to cut you off, but there was a
No, you're
period of time where you didn't come to Refuge.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, like I'd say the group was made. I was like the 10th person to join, and then there was like 8 months in between that where
That's wow.
where I only came for like
You stopped by.
spec set or something like that. Yeah, just a quick stop by, like
I never said hi to you. I never met you
like,
because there were
3
at
or
that
4 a.m.
time. I was there at some point. I was a mute, so I couldn't go say hey. But
Well, I don't think we even
But
like.
you-
I just
but
wasn't.
you were there.
I was like
though.
only
That's the
focused on
thing.
hanging out with
It's
spec.
like
Yeah,
you were there, which is like
Yeah.
insane to me.
and then it was just I don't know. I came back that 8 months later, and then like it's an ongoing meme that Spec says. He's like, "Oh, I'm glad that you finally stuck around. Like I'm glad that you gave us a chance."
Oh, you finally came.
Yeah, hung out for more than 5 minutes. I
Hung
was
out
like,
for
yeah,
more
That
than
one,
trust
five
me,
that's,
dude.
that's the meme.
Like,
You
Literally
hung
hung
out
out for more than 5 minutes, and now he's in. You
It's
literally
funny,
just had to
man.
hang out with us.
because now
dude.
we're full circle, and yeah, he hangs out for more than 5 minutes sometimes. It's great.
I
He hangs out for more
remember
than 5 hours.
love
There
I
all
used
night.
to do I used to do all that, like, play music through my mic and, like, all that
Right.
shit, and then,
You lived
like,
your
I
life, dude.
remember it was, like, a month or so after I, like, fully started coming to Refuge that I was like, "Alright, I'm gonna buy this DJ deck, we're gonna start this shit." And that was
That's crazy.
2 and a half
So
years ago? Was
that's
that
when
2 and a
I
half
met
years ago?
you.
Maybe even 3 years ago? Holy
That-
shit.
That's wild.
So when I met Soap, I remember he was like, you were like kitted out in your e-boy avatar, right?
Oh, yeah, I still had the E-Boy avatar going. Yeah, I had the Refuge E-Boy avatar, too.
And then
I,
you
like,
made the
stood
minute
out with
you
a bunch of
made
Refuge shit.
the minute he made like he put like dude, I'd tell you to pull it out, but for immersion's sake, don't do it. Like fucking, you had like the logo everywhere, and I was like,
Yeah, it was, like, in my
damn.
eyes and shit, dude, it was crazy.
Soap made me realize, like, when I met him, I was like, oh wait, people can like really be into this, and I was like, damn, dude, like,
Yeah.
now I got to do something for Soap, right? I was like, now I want to level up my game for this guy because he gives it so
Yeah.
much of a crap about like what we're doing, and I don't know. I
Remem-
mean, yeah,
I remember I started DJing, bro, and, like, Spec was a heavy influence on that because he would always send me music and shit on Discord and just random shit like that. And then, like, it was all bass house music at that time. And then, like, when I fully got my deck, dude, I can't remember what song exactly, but Spec showed me a hard groove song, bro, and that was it, bro. I was hooked.
Oh yeah.
Hook, line, and
Oh
sinker,
my
bro.
God.
It's
That's
probably
dude,
DJ
hard groove.
Swisherman or something.
Dude,
DJ
it was something-
Swisherman
I think it
hard
was-
groove
I think it was
tracks.
smoked out, bro. I think
Yeah.
it was smoked out by DJ
Oh
Swisherman, bro.
yeah.
So that's
I
the
was just
thing,
like,
like-
what the fuck is this, bro? No shot. This exists. And I
wish,
remember,
I
like,
wish Prop was here,
dude,
man.
I was playing all the time.
I want to talk about how I met him because that's how I met you guys. I met you guys through propaganda. I'll save it for the next episode, or if he comes through later. But nah, dude, like the kind of eras that we go through with genres as friends and as like because as
Yeah.
a friend group, you share music and you give a shit about like, oh, this is sick. Like, what did you play? Like, you gotta send me that. Like, I think that's
Sometimes I almost don't want to send you guys music to because it'll like fuck
It'll
up
ma-
your influence. You know what I mean?
also.
Like I want you to like
know
find
that
your
we're
own
gonna
stuff.
dive.
Yeah.
You know that we're gonna dive into
Exactly.
the rabbit hole
Yep.
that you went into.
Yeah.
right?
that was a big thing. That was a big thing.
And the hard
specifically.
groove was a huge
Yep.
rabbit hole for all
Anytime
of
that-
Refuge.
Yeah.
We were like,
Yep.
wow.
Dude,
Mhm.
thanks Geoid for that. Oh
Shout
my
out
god.
Geoid.
100%.
Yeah.
What a fucking angel.
We had like a boot camp almost for like it was probably like 3 weeks. Every single night we'd all take turns DJing
So
like techno and
sick.
hard groove.
And
Yeah.
he'd pull out the hard groove and you'd be like, what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fire. Who are
exactly.
you? Oh yeah, that's right.
It's
you're
the funnest
Geoid.
shit to mix because it's so
Yeah.
like easy, I guess. I don't know. Like everything just like mixes.
It
You
just
can
makes
go
it
in
flow.
and out of
All
so
good.
much
Yeah.
stuff with hard groove.
Yeah.
You can, if you want your set to be really heavy and then like chill out for a minute and then heavy again, you could do hard groove. If you want your set to be hard groove and then heavy, you could do hard techno in and out of it. You could sample stuff like
I didn't even
Uh,
know. I didn't even know Geoid was like a Refuge head. Like a very like integrated part of the friend group. And I saw them at Deep Blue, which was like apparently one of the most like like right next to Ghost Club, like very revered. Like you had to like get there on time, 6 a.m. for me. And that guy was just dancing. He was just dancing, got that sunglasses on in VR. That was the coolest shit ever to me. And I was like, I want to be friends with that guy. I remember I don't know, just shout out Geoid. I just wanted to like bring that up.
Shout out Geode.
Like just genuine motherfucker that like loved music and would always be there for the music. But yeah, like
I remember-
freaking Clara, like how did you kind of like come into the Refuge kind of
Yeah,
stuff,
so- Sorry for interrupting about the group thing, but that's because I was going to go down. That's exactly when I came in and I found Refuge, was right after the groups were made and the Refuge group was made. I think the first time I joined, I wasn't in the group, but maybe the second time I did. But it was pretty much within the first couple weeks of the groups going live, maybe. Maybe they're live on beta first and then they went live fully.
Right.
I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But pretty much as soon as I found Refuge, this is a little over 2 years ago now, in the December of 22. I started just coming like multiple times a week. I would come pretty much almost all of the events. I would probably say 80 to 90% of the events. But I
Wow,
didn't really talk to
dived in.
anyone. I was more of just like an enjoyer. Uh,
Yeah,
I was happy
listener.
that like I found somewhere that plays house music. Because that didn't really exist in many places, or at least as far as I was aware at the time. And I remember distinctly Prop specifically, and Medi would come up to me sometimes and say hi. I remember Prop always coming up and
Yeah,
thanking
you
me
guys
for
would do your
being
rounds.
a
You guys would
regular.
go
Yeah, they
around and
do
be
the
like,
rounds.
"Thank you," and
They
that's
see
yeah,
who's there, who's always showing up. You know.
that's so
Sorry,
sick.
what were you gonna say?
Nothing at all. I kind of miss that. I mean, we don't really do our rounds anymore because if anything,
It's a revolving door now. It's
if
really
it,
hard.
if anything,
Yeah.
we're
You know.
not saying hi to one new like because when you showed up, you were a new person, right? And if you returned, it was like, oh my God, she's back. It was so
Yeah.
noticeable back in the day. Now it's like,
Mhm.
oh my God, you and your
We have
20
so many people
friends
coming in and out.
you and
Yeah.
your 20 friends showed up. Hey guys, hope you're having a good time, and they're all screaming about whatever they want to talk, and it's
Yeah.
just like, all right, see you
Yeah.
later. Like it's so different now. I feel like that was such a beautiful thing, and when I joined the group, that was something I wanted to do. I wanted to make more friends. I feel like a big thing was before I like really put my foot on the gas of like, hey, let's make this a crazy big thing. I was like, I need to meet people first. I need to make sure what people want. And I would do the same thing. I'd go around and be like, hey, what brought you here? Oh my God, yeah, I hope you come back. We're doing this thing next week. Like, person to person. It was very much like a one on one. It's so crazy. We're in such it's crazy talking about the past and like where kind of this whole thing came through for everybody. And I don't know, it's cool, man. I feel like if you are starting like a group, that's probably the best advice you could give, right? Is like give a shit about everybody when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give
you gotta
everyone a voice,
you gotta you
essentially.
gotta give a shit like
Yeah.
about everybody. Straight up.
Yeah, I think that's specifically probably one of the biggest things that like. So I had the background. I was going to shows and events in person before VR really, and so when I came to Refuge, it felt not that other spaces weren't welcoming, but Refuge was
Felt
seemingly
real.
the most. It was welcoming, but it felt more real and more grounded, and like it felt like Refuge cared more about the community. And that's not to say other places didn't care about the community, but Refuge was like most of the staff were more integrated in the community and trying to talk to the community and interact with them. And pretty much everybody was on the same level. There wasn't really like, I guess, people still think like, oh, Medi's the owner, but pretty much you could talk to anybody if you wanted to. And there's no like,
Right.
there wasn't really a hierarchy
Yeah, and that's the
involved.
thing is like the hierarchy's so funny. It's kind of like we're online. We get to just I get to just move up to you guys and just be like, "Hey, what's up?" Whereas like
Yeah.
in a club
Pretty
setting,
horizontal.
there's like security guards or maybe there's a rope, and there's a lot of physicality that like restricts you from meeting people that might influence you in a positive way. And whether it's the DJ or the promoter, the club owner, like you don't really get to talk to the guy, to them. And I think that's a really fucking sweet thing about Refuge and about anybody starting a thing is like you get to talk to the people
Yeah.
that care. Yeah, it's so sweet, dude. I think that's super cool. Well, fuck, we all came into Refuge and we all found out about it and we all figured out, you know, we all wanted to be DJs. I think that's like
Yep.
the commonality, the common factor, right?
That's definitely the common factor for sure.
So it's like there was a moment. I just really don't want to tell the story about how I met Prop
Just
because,
wait, yeah, just wait until next episode. Save it
But
for
if-
the
Wait
next
for
episode.
Prop. Wait for Prop.
but I really saw it. I saw all of it, and I'm just like, wow, like you guys, this
You're like,
energy.
I need to be in on this.
I need to be in on this. I was like, this is it. Because yeah, you go to a club, you go to a bar, whatever, and your friend invites you, you get in the Uber and you go, you get drunk and you go home and you're like, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
But there
I'm
was
never gonna
some
see any of those people again.
yeah, there was something about putting on a headset in my house and talking to all these people and being like, oh, you like house music? No way, blah, blah, blah. And then you'd see him again next week. It's because you got the friends list. It's a huge social like enigma. You can just kind of all come together. And I was like, all right, this is way too cool. Let's like, what else do you want to do? I was like, I know it's not just house. Like I know you guys want to do like what's the next map? What's the next thing? What's the and you guys were like, oh well, we love techno, right? You guys were like, oh, and then you techno train. Like I kind of just want to kind of loop this around to techno train because that was one of the first moments where I was like, oh shit, these guys want to go hard. They don't just want to relax and have like a social setting. They're just like they want to make events tailored to like different people.
Different
So
people,
what?
different genres.
So you started from nothing. You're just like zero Unity experience. You're like, I don't know shit. And now it seems like everyone comes to you for advice to like be optimized and to create worlds that do not make me crash, right? So what kind of inspired you, Mehdi, to build experiences or worlds that really like, bring people together at Refuge in different ways, right? Like we're in your mom's house. I feel like that's a whole. How did we even get here? How did your mom's house come to be?
I think it was just a joke, which is like how basically every fucking good idea that we've had starts. It's like
Yeah.
like I don't know. We're just like, dude, I'm gonna go to your mom's house. Let's do a party at your mom's house, and then I'm like, all right, let's look on the Unity store, house asset pack,
Dope.
and we just buy the
Let's
first
buy
one.
that. Yep.
That's the one. That's it.
Here we are, your mom's house.
Yeah.
And that's so sick.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
like
it feels like you're pulling from everybody, right? You're just again like when you go meet up with someone and you're like, hey, like, what's up?
yeah. I mean,
they
I want
could tell
everyone to
you
feel involved.
Yeah.
That is like the goal of Refuge. Like, if you have a good idea, I want to like do as much as I can to make that a reality. If, without killing myself over it. It's hard.
That's the beauty of it is, you said the joke and now we're here.
Yeah.
Like that's such
Honestly
a
though,
jump.
dude, a lot of the push to like do things was almost out of spite or like being excluded from things, or people like saying no or whatever. I'm just like, dude, fuck you. I'm just doing it
Yeah.
without you then. Like, fuck it.
That's so
Just
insane.
grind it
I'm gonna
and slam my head into it until I
Yeah, you
learn.
do your thing. You got to get up.
I'm gonna go get another water. So I'll be right back.
Word.
Fire.
I just had to let
I
everybody
think-
know. I don't know.
I think, and like how I was saying earlier, I was like, I didn't live lifetimes before I met you guys. Like I genuinely, I was just this like, I was this embryo, and then someone was like, hey, come here. Oh, hey, come here. And I went everywhere, and I'm like, wait, Refuge is the only place I kind of like got to have a conversation with someone. I got to like talk about like anything really, and I was just so curious about where you were gonna take it at that point. And you must have had like your mom's house at the time because I remember meeting Propaganda was mind blowing, and
I think so.
That's a great story, but like I got to talk about him because he kind of unveiled the creative portion of Refuge. He was like, "Oh yeah, you've never been to your mom's house? Oh, come look at
Dude, like
this
all the props.
picture. Come look at this pizza
Yeah.
box. Come look at the posters. Come look at the the books that are in the cabinet. They all have like a special meaning." And I was like, okay, this is the
Like
coolest
every
thing ever.
single one is an inside joke from the community.
And it's a joke. And that's like I was like, okay, can we be best friends now? Like, I remember I was mute and I was just trying so hard to hang out with you guys.
Boom.
It was like 4 in the morning, and I joined
But you-
Discord, and you guys were just awake. You know, it was so cool. It was so cool to me. I was like, wow.
OG schedule went crazy up till 6:30 in the morning. Like I couldn't do that now to save my life. Like that
Yeah, I
that
know,
was
man. I don't know how we did that.
wild. That was
So
wild.
it was so cool to me because I just got off like a tear of listening to the best music ever from all these DJs. I'd log off VR chat and I'd log in to Discord, and you guys were all hanging out, and I was like, damn, dude, these guys I have to be friends with these guys. Like, they not only did it show that you guys were just having fun, but I was like, we could like do something here. You know, I was like, we could make this like a thing. Like, we could be, I don't know. I was just like really excited, and from my point of view, I was fresh off the boat with like, I had my DJ career, you know, I had several friends that I'd like get on a plane and hang out with them on tour, and I was just like, damn, this is really fun, but it's so short lived. And then you guys just do it every weekend. You guys just play me like the opportunity to play music, I think, is super underrated. And VR chat
Yeah,
really
this
just
is-
lets you do it. You
It's
don't
like a
have to
hyperbolic
book
time
a
chamber
venue.
for DJing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and you still get the practice in front of a crowd. And
exactly.
it costs you nothing, dude.
Like for
It's
me, if I can
free.
interrupt real quick,
Electricity.
I find DJing on here is so much more beneficial than doing it anywhere else. Minus like you're playing a big show in person, right? That's what you want to get to. But to get there, this is the best practice machine in the world because worst
Yeah.
case scenario, you just
Exactly.
don't have a good set. I can't
It's
sit in
literally
my room and
simulating.
practice a set or practice a genre by myself. I need
I
to
can't
have
do
the
that either.
pressure of an audience. You know, I feel like having the pressure of an audience is a good thing. Not like the audience is about to throw tomatoes at you, but you have that incentive to do well because you want to hear people
gotta
say,
keep it
"Hey, man, that
going.
was a good set," and you got to keep it going. And it's like
Mhm.
this is it's literally a time machine because you can go from, let's say you play one show in person, and in like June, whatever the hell, June 1st, you play a
Right.
show in person and wherever. You come on here for 3 months, you DJ consistently for 3 months, you go back to that same venue.
That's a
I
whole.
guarantee you're not playing a worse set. Like
That's a tour.
because
That's like a
Yeah.
whole tour. Like straight
3
up. Like
months.
people will play 10 shows in the 3 month span, and again, it's like, yeah, you can practice in your room, for nobody, or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and it's like, that's cool, but the opportunity that not just Refuge but a lot of people are doing now is they're letting people practice and become like whoever they want to be as an artist. And yeah, the minute I saw you guys were already doing that, I was like, you guys are turning these guys into pros, and it's like, if
Yeah.
they're just gonna do that in here forever, I'll be disappointed. I'll be like, damn, like some of these people deserve to, who's your favorite
Yeah.
DJ? Who's your favorite artist? Like, what if they visit your city? Like,
It's such an amazing
they should be the
emotional
opener, not
Release though.
Yeah.
Joe Schmo that has Instagram likes, right? Like, I feel like the person who practices the most or cares about it the most should be the guy like putting on a show for people, especially the headliner. And yeah, that really pushed me to like care about it, I guess. I don't know. And care about it in a different way. I was like, oh, what do you guys need? And when I met Prop, I was like, what do you guys need? Because I know you don't need more DJs.
I
And
mean,
he's like,
Jesus.
like, well, I'm the only guy that does everything in Photoshop right now. And I'm like, no way, I love Photoshop. So I kind of just jumped on that. I'm like, let me make some posters, and the rest is history, I was just like, damn, if I can do anything to help everybody out, not just you guys, but the people you book, I was like, please, like, put me on that. And yeah. I mean, shit, man. It's come a long way. Where are we at right now? We're at like
12K,
look.
12, 11K.
12,000 people. That's an insane number.
That's insane.
in the amount of time too.
Constant
That's a
growth
crazy
too.
number, but like you
Yeah,
got clubs
almost
like
3 years.
Shelter that have been around since before I even knew what the hell a Valve Index was, and
Yeah.
they have like a shit ton of people. But for us and having groups only been around what, like not even 2 years now. That's
Took
a crazy number, and
y-
I think it's because it's slightly different than most other clubs like
yeah.
we brought up. It's more social. You can go to any club and be social and have great convo and meet cool people, but I feel like ours is geared more to that. Like it's boiler room style, which we
It is
haven't even
very
gone
social.
over. All the clubs, or excuse me, all the venues we have, minus like Flatline for example, but barely, are all boiler room. You can go and you could touch the
You
DJ.
could circle
Like
the
a lot of
DJ.
clubs, you were up on
Right.
a pedestal far from the crowd, so as a DJ, you kind of felt isolated. And
Right.
there's certain venues where that was cool, but for me, it was awesome being able to be there's the first person in the crowd. You reach out, slap him.
Well, that's the best
Like
part,
Yeah.
right?
it's
Is like
really
it's like I'm friends with the DJ. It's like no way.
and the DJ is right here. Like what's good?
And
Like
they're gonna end
it
their
was
set, so they come off and they're like, "Oh shit, give me a second, I gotta get a water." But then you have a conversation with them, and it's like, "Oh, that's a person. They're not just a jukebox." It's like
yeah.
super sick. And I don't know. I think like this whole project has kind of been um like a long time coming for so many people that just want to do something for. I mean, I have always wanted to like bring something to the table for like artists and people that want to like really just develop their skills. And I know Prop and I would agree on this super hard. And yeah, he really took me in as a graphic designer and was like, dude, like, what do you know? Like, who are you? Like, what are the things that you want to teach me? Because I want to teach you stuff. And I feel like there's a lot of that in the DJ world. Is like, oh my god, I love your set. Like, what are
Yeah,
the
like how'd you do
songs?
that?
How did you
Send
do
me the
that
set list.
transition?
Yeah.
Like, it was so many things that were built in before I was even around. And yeah, man, I don't know. Not to harp on it. I know this isn't supposed to be like the Circle Jerk podcast, but it is memory lane, and I'll kind of like drop the mic in the middle of the thing if you guys want to bring
Pizza
anything
box.
up. Yeah,
I will
Um,
say,
I need to get some water,
oh,
so
go ahead.
go for it.
okay. I will say one of the biggest things that I remember from the very beginning that left an impression on me the whole time. I remember it could have been the second or third time I was at Refuge, but I know you mentioned how late the schedules of everybody
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
It would be 6, 7 in the morning. Um, I remember staying up late one night. I think it might have been at Spec's apartment. It might have been at the main Refuge map, but I pretty much stayed on talking to Medi, Jade, and Impeccable. Um, and it was just us four until 7 in the morning.
See
And
happen.
ever since ever since that day, because I was pretty quiet, I didn't really talk to anyone. Ever since that day at the very beginning, I always wanted to talk to you guys, or like I don't know, I felt very at home and very comfortable.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time being like too insecure to speak or to like really try to make friends. And even after I took a hiatus from VR, I would constantly think, I can't wait till the day I do get back into VR and I could come back to Refuge and I actually like talk to you guys and befriend you guys. And pretty much as soon as I did, just about a year ago, it really I like flourished. I opened up, like, as you guys know, I'm someone who doesn't shut the fuck up. It could be very annoying. But prior to that, I was probably the quietest person in any instance I was in,
Yeah.
besides a mute. Um, but that's something that stuck with me, and there's there wasn't like there wasn't a week that went by in that whole time between my first time staying up late with you guys to when I finally came back after hiatus, where I didn't think like at least once that like, oh, it would be nice if I was able to, you know, talk to you guys, come to Refuge, and actually
Yeah.
hang out, and not just sit there on the sidelines watching.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just like a memory thing, and just I guess a nice thing I wanted to say. But
I always
Or-
when I first started coming back, I was scared of Humfreaky, bro. I thought he was like end all be all,
Yeah,
bro.
you
Like
thought I
was
hated
fucking
you.
terrified. I thought I was fucking terrified of this guy. But now we're fucking close as shit. We fucking hang out
Mhm.
all the time. But yeah, we've come pretty far. We did an IRL show, bro. That was fucking sick as fuck. We've
God.
met up
Yeah.
we've met up a bunch of times, bro. It's like I don't know. We all went out to Portland to see Prop and Catmount, and it was dope as shit. We've experienced hella shit together, and I'd say that you guys are like probably one of my closest friend groups for sure. I personally
Yeah.
have felt a lot of like personal growth too. Like I don't know, bro.
All of
Like
us. Yeah.
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 I mean we've all
Real.
grown a shit ton, and fucking I'd say last year for me specifically, like I remember right around like January, me and Catmutt were like, you know what, bro? Like we were going to Refuge every night, bro. We were hanging out every night. It was super good. It was just a super fucking good time. And I was like, I want more of this. I want to DJ at more places. And we
Like
were both
we need to get out of this bubble. We were like,
yeah.
we love Refuge so
yeah,
much.
we love
and
Refuge so much, and we were like dick riding Refuge.
Can
for a
we
minute.
bring this
I needed to
to
hop off, bro.
another group of friends? Like, we're like, is this
Yeah,
possible
yeah.
to like bring this energy somewhere else? Because like,
Yeah. And we were
Yeah.
doing Refuge was doing collabs and shit like that at the time, you know, like we were
Right.
or before that. We were hanging out with people and we had different groups together and whatever, blah blah blah. But I'd say like me personally, me and Catmo just looked at each other and we were like, you know what, let's just try out another place. And we both were like, all right, which place do we want to try out? And we both looked at each
we
other and we
both
were
looked
like,
at each other and said the same thing.
we were like, we want to go
boat.
to boat, bro. Like we need to go to boat. Like and then I personally met one of my closest friends now. Shout out to Vixel. He's fucking dope as shit. And I feel like me and him have both like not changed a lot about each other, but like we just
You guys
are
grew. You guys grew.
we grew together. Yeah, we grew together, and we've had like since then we've had dope ass like Refuge just had dope ass collabs with Boat. We've had just cool shit like that, bro. And then just me personally, bro, like realistically, bro, I'm just chilling. Realistically, bro,
it
I'm
opened the
just chilling.
doors. It opened the
It opened the
doors.
door.
For,
It opened the door, and I started DJing everywhere, bro.
It opened the doors for
played
the
so many
DJing.
sets.
For sure.
Yep. I've been able to play so many sets at so many wonderful places, bro, and I'm just like, that's all I want to keep doing. I love music so much
that's
now
the
that
magic.
like it's taken over my life for sure.
That's the
And
magic,
it all
right?
spurred from fucking Refuge, bro.
And it all comes from us, and it comes from the people that like care about us and like the music. And I don't know, it when we both kind of looked at each other and said boat, it was because there was kind of like this little bit of a sprinkles on top that felt like Refuge, and we're just like, yeah, what's the one place that feels like this but in like a
Yeah.
different way? And
In like a different setting with different music and different
They-
styles.
again, they had their friend group that ran the show, and then you had all these different little pods of people that were like excited, and then the music was amazing, right? Like at the time, like I was like, we were going to that shit, and
We were geeked, bro. We
we're like, we
were
need to-
just geeked the whole time.
I was
bro.
pulling out the Shazam on my phone and sticking it in my ear, you know? I'm like, I need this. Like, I'm not even going to talk to that guy because he's so cool. I was like, I need to know this now. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that was the magic that I really felt in a different friend group from the other side of the world, too, which is like really sweet.
Yeah.
Like, those guys are like on a different time zone and they're doing that shit. Well, that's why they
Yeah.
do it at like 1 a.m., right? Which is like
Yeah.
insane. But
Boat almost feels like Switzerland
Boat is fucking
yes.
because it's like
Boat is
it's just like a
Switzerland.
neutral zone for everyone.
Yeah, it's a neutral
Yeah,
zone.
leave
bro.
your shit at the door.
That's what it is, bro.
Come in and have fun, and like
Yeah,
I feel like that's
we're
kind
all
of
gonna
what
fucking
we
drink, hang out, and listen to music. Like that's
we
just
do
how it
that
is.
too, right? It's like we're like, hey, you know, we know you've been battle scarred and we know you've been through some shit, but like whatever it is, leave it at the door. Go listen to the DJ. It's like that's like the whole point is just to have boom, have fun. And I don't know. That's a crazy story, man. Yeah, because
Crazy story,
we
bro.
are all DJs, right? And we all want to
We're all
like,
DJs.
we all want to perform. We all want to like do stuff. And I feel like, yeah, Boat opened up the doors for you and I, both, all of us, I think, to just let it rip and let people,
Yeah, let it
new
rip.
people listen to what we're doing. Yeah, there's so many cool people. There's so many fucking cool people in the scene. I feel like if we were to name every single one, this podcast would be, episode
Hours
5.
on end, bro.
Yeah.
It'd be episode 5 by the time we're done talking about everybody.
Yeah, bro. We'd have 5 hours of footage.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess I went and I took a piss and got some water. And the one thing I really wanted to like bring up was like, well, what's next? Like I know this is kind of jumping in the future, but kind of like there's so many things going on right now. There's so many like
Yeah.
new clubs.
Yeah.
So many people want to do what everybody's doing, what we're doing, I don't know, man. Like what
I
are we
feel like
doing
we've kind of
right now?
lost a lot. Like
I can agree with that.
I don't know. We
Yeah,
we
go-
lost
go on
focus
about
for
that.
sure. For
Go on
sure,
about that, yeah.
So I think we got to recenter. Go. That's why I wanted to bring House back. Just fucking go back.
Yeah.
Hold on. Why are we doing this again? Oh yeah, house music. Okay, let's.
Well, and mind
Let's
you,
I
reel
look
it
as
in.
a
Let's
house.
Mind you,
like yeah.
we
Let's come back.
created
Let's restart this.
we created over 10 to 15 different events, right?
Yeah.
Individually, we created different brands within Refuge that represent different genres, different styles of music that
Well, end of the day, that's like someone's baby. That's
Yeah.
that's
And
what really
that
matters. It's like
was
someone like gave a
someone's
shit
baby.
enough that they wanted to create that,
It's like
and
we
we've
need to bring
made that a
this.
reality.
And
So,
we did that. We did that
like
so
that's
many
really fucking
times.
cool.
But
Yeah.
again, in doing so, like, there was a point
Kind of
where
burned ourselves out,
how many
Yep.
how
and
many
we kind of
shows were we
lost our
doing?
like niceness. Like it's hard to. I don't know. You only have so much battery and like or bandwidth to give before you're
Remember-
just like a dickhead. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, sure. Yeah, that's true.
I remember for a
actually.
time, bro, we were doing like, dude, we were doing like
It was like 20 a
4
month, man.
events. Well, yeah,
It was like
I mean,
more
more
than half the
4 or 5
month.
a week.
Look at the
bro.
calendar. We're
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
but
insane.
but it's different.
Yeah, we're
But
doing
it's
it. We're
different.
doing the
It's
same thing.
different.
But I think now the delegation, right? Everybody,
Yeah.
like you said, it's their baby, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
don't kill that thing. Put it, feed it.
Like, I want to
Like,
be hands off pretty much.
hang
I
out
just
with
wanna,
hang out with your
here,
fucking event.
This is
Hang out
your
with your
thing.
Like I think
That's a big thing that we're
before
focusing on right now.
before you, me, whoever else, like we're in charge of like making sure that it happened. Now it's other people. They're like, no, I want this to happen, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it. And that's so nice to hear. Like that's like,
Yep.
thank God,
So we just double check now. Just like
Yeah.
sick.
It's like, hey, you
Okay.
got the moderators in there?
Alright, cool.
Cool. Someone being weird? Okay, cool. Streams live? We're good? Like, yeah, no. And, dude, that's the thing. There's so many people that are going to be on this podcast when it comes to, like, Refuge staff and people that have, like, there's just so many people I can
Influenced
think of right now. Yeah, that influenced us and pushed us to keep doing things like that and like have like a consistent like it went from weekly Wednesday to weekly Thursday, right? Like everybody expects waiting room to be a
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
and that's all because of Tomato. Like shout out Tomato
Mhm.
for like she's like, I want to do this. We're like, okay, do it. And now it's like honestly one of my favorite events that I weekly get to just listen to like 2 to 3 new artists that are just crushing it in whatever
Yeah.
medium. Sometimes it's
And
just
the energy there is you're fresh off work, you just want to chill.
Yeah.
Boom. There's
Yeah,
your environment.
Thursday.
Like
There's your environment.
that's me. Like I get off work and I'm
I mean,
beyond
it's going on
cooked,
right now.
for lack of
right?
a better word.
We got
Yeah.
waiting
Yeah.
rooms going on
Yeah.
right now as we speak, and it just runs itself, and it's like it's people that care about it, and yeah, dude, that's I don't know, that's so cool.
Crazy to think about. It's fucking super cool that we've gave people a platform, and it is just it works, bro. Like it doesn't need all however many staff members we have
it's
to
all
be
a
there
joke,
in the instance mitigating, bro.
right?
We
Waiting
can just
room,
hang out, bro. Yeah, it's all the
like
joke, bro.
we're technically waiting to get on the boat. We're on a sailboat to get onto
We're
the
on a
yacht.
Yeah, the
sailboat
only
to
reason
get
it
onto the
exists
other
is
boat.
because it's a boat.
Yeah,
Yeah, boat
Like,
starts at
straight
2
up.
a.m. So we do
At the
3
best
hours
idea.
beforehand. Boom. Yeah.
And it's, I think that's, if when I go back to what I said, like, a couple minutes ago, I was like, where is this going? What is the future? I think it's people working together and fucking with each other and making really cool stuff together because it's fun, right? Or it's funny. I think that's like the whole point.
Yeah,
It's,
we
it's
need
not
to
supposed to be
make a joke
serious.
that enough people think is funny
Yeah.
that they're just like, dude, we actually have to do that.
Wait,
Yeah.
this
And
is
they-
actually genius.
Wait, this is
Yeah.
actually fucking hilarious. Yeah.
Lavi's a giga
Shout
chat
out
about
Lavi.
that. Like,
Shout out
Shout out
Lavi,
Lavi.
bro. Oh my
Shout
god.
out
Last-
Lavi.
Dope.
Get
last
him on
night
the
even,
next one, man. Holy shit.
last night one of his friends came up and Lavi's like stuck on something, and she was just like, "Oh, just what if you just did this? That'd be so funny. You just like put a code in." And
Right.
Lavi's like, "You could see the gears turning." He's like, "Wait, I'm actually doing that. It's
Yep.
genius." Like, he just, I don't know, makes stuff happen, bro. I love him so much.
Shout out Lavi, man. That if we're
It-
talking about origin stories, that guy really like pushed
Mhm.
us to be to care about it in a way where we're just like
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain Lavi. He's such like a like if I were to put it in my own terms, it's like this guy sees what we're doing and he's like, wait. Everything you're saying is possible right now. That's like the coolest thing to hear. I
Yeah.
think in VR, because it's anything's possible. You could be in space. I think that we're in space right now, low key, your mom's house, and it's like I don't know. He brings this energy that makes things feel possible, and you
Yes.
made me feel that way as a DJ, as a person who wants like tattoos on his fucking avatar or cool clothes. Like you made it feel possible for me. Lavi makes it feel like the whole idea of Refuge is possible, and
Yeah. Like anything is possible. Like bro
yeah, because he's just so smart.
just makes it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know. It's insane.
he knows almost everything. I feel like that won't work in the game, and he'll let us know if it won't. Right? He'll be like, "No, sorry, you can't have your cake in space and eat it too. You gotta figure it out.
You gotta figure that shit
New
out.
idea now. Yeah, he's a great guy. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I love that guy. Anyways,
Even though with that too, there's a lot of times he's like, "No, that won't." Wait a minute, and then he gets the gears turning. It's like,
wait a
maybe
minute.
that will work, and maybe he doesn't know how to do it yet, but he
Yeah. But
he
figures it
figures
out.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I had that moment with you, with clarity and delusion, and I do this with every idea, visually.
Speaking of babies,
yeah,
That's your
that's your
baby.
baby. Shout out, hey, shout
new
out
brand new
Clarity.
baby.
Every other Tuesday. You talk about it. You talk about it, and then I'll chime in on
Yeah,
what I did.
So, first event we just had, Clarity, was this Tuesday, a few days ago. I was initially, what I've always wanted to do since joining Refuge was do a techno event, because techno has always been my bread and butter, before even Refuge, before even VR. And I kind of kept putting that on the back burner because I wanted it to be right whenever it happened. And then along with, there not being a lot of house in VR, I thought, well, Medi brought up, and I agreed, is that there's also not really any trance. There's a lot of side trance, but in terms of like classic trance and more traditional trance, that doesn't really exist And there's people who do like that. There's people who do love it, and that was a medium that hadn't been really tapped into, I don't think, or at least consistently. And so I was like, all right, I'm doing a trance event, and um, kind of Medi helped me with the idea and concept that, well, why don't you just do both of them, and you kind of just switch back and forth between them. And then that's when we came up with like a theme of duality, where they're kind of like opposites, where a lot of traditional trance is very serene, it's very beautiful, it's very like so many melodies going on, and can be very uplifting. Obviously there's uplifting trance, there's a whole genre. um where most of the time techno, or at least most of the techno people listen to,
Kind
like
that you want to play.
hypnotic, and the
Yeah.
kind I want to play, like a lot of hypnotic and deeper techno, and even like
That
hard
weird shit.
techno and trance. It's very dark, it's very mysterious, it's very gritty, grimy. It kind of has the complete opposite vibe. It's the opposite of polish. It's the opposite of like, beautiful, serene. Maybe it's beautiful, but in its own like, kind of like
Its own way. Yeah.
gritty, grimy way. And I don't know who it was. Maybe it was it Max. Someone came up with the idea of clarity
It's always
because my
Max, man.
name
It's always
name
Max.
being
Shout out
He's
Clara.
got
Max.
he's got good ideas.
Actually, I guess
Yeah.
another joke, clarity being close to my name Clara, clarity.
Yeah.
And that stuck. And Max also mentioned delusion, as the opposite. So
Dude,
It's what I didn't even
clarity
know
being
that. Wait,
yep.
no way.
So clarity being free of mind, thinking clarity, delusion being obviously, your thoughts being very distorted, and
I mean, I'll hump. You go. I'll unless
First
you
of the
want to
day.
let me rip it, because
Shibuya
originally,
time.
oh no, I was just memeing, bro.
no, originally I was like delusion, right? We had that Discord call, and I was like,
yeah,
doesn't that mean
yeah.
delusional? Like I do this with every
Yeah, it
idea
does.
at Refuge. I'm just kind of like, no, you're wrong. Like I do this all the time. I'm just like, nope, not gonna work. People are gonna think they're going to like a crazy person event, right?
Yeah.
Now in retrospect, because I came to terms with it, and I'm like, wait, this is pretty cool. In retrospect, hearing that Max came up with that idea, I was like, that makes sense. I'm like, wow, he really pulled that out of his like
Yeah.
brain stem and was like, this is the idea that will work. And when I was designing all of the posters for Clarity and Delusion, I saw what you were telling me. You're like, there has to be a contrast between the
Mhm.
two, and I was like, okay, how am I gonna do this? Like, clarity is obviously uplifting, delusion's like kind of like, oh, you're getting in your head and you're just like going crazy. And as soon as I got that, as soon as I was like, oh, you're in your own head, that's what delusion really is. I'm like, oh, I can make art about this.
Yep.
And I made the delusion art, I think, first, and then I was like, wait, what if I just made it happy, and then I just flipped the arrow around, and that was like, oh, uplifting, like this. It's like, damn, okay.
Yep.
You gave me a challenge, and I think that's something at Refuge that I love so much, because the people that bring in ideas, whether it's, anyone that brings in an idea, like, that's a challenge, right? Anything that you do is like, hey, this has to fit within like the guidelines or whatever. I don't know. I was just like so obsessed with the idea of like, oh, this has to be palatable. And then I was like,
Yeah.
wait, fuck that shit. This has to be cool. It doesn't have to be palatable. It doesn't have to be like approachable by anyone. It just has to be what you want it to be, your vision. And then, yeah, I stuck with it, and I was like, let's do this. Up and down, right? Clarity, delusion. And
Yep.
it came out so well. And I feel like that's like the best part about Refuge is you can disagree to disagree, or you can agree to disagree. And it's like, at the end of the day, we're going to come out with something cool. Like, if you stick
Yeah.
around.
We're gonna come
So-
out with a banger.
Yeah, like it's going to be
Yep.
sick. Like it's good to, I mean, maybe it's not, but I disagree about everything. And I find that as a big pushback for me. I'm just like kind of a worrywart. I'm like, oh, what if people think this? And I feel like everybody around me at Refuge is just like, well, man, who gives a fuck? If they're worried, that means they care, right? Like, let's just do
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah,
I'm
let's
just
just
like,
send it.
okay, let's make it cool. And if Prov was here, I'd be like, he'd say the same thing. He's like, yeah, let's just make it cool, like straight up.
Yeah, and the event was very successful. It went really well. I'm very proud, very happy with
Hype for the
it.
next one.
The turnout was great. Everybody loved the map.
The map was
Shout out
sick.
to-
by
The
the
map
way.
was so
Shout out to
fucking dope.
Miko for
Actually, so nice.
making it, and shout out to Medi for kind of ironing out a lot of the
The
back
Nick
end
for his
stuff.
idea.
Yeah.
Nick
Also,
Rose idea.
shout out to Nick
Shout out
for
Nick the
the
NPC.
original map.
Yeah, Nick the NPC and Infinity
Kid Wild
Squared.
Caribou.
Isn't it full circle?
Trans
Nick
Tuesday.
was the one who made the original map that we made the remake of, and Max, both Nick and Max, great friends. They live together. Max is the one who helped come up with the name, so
W.
kind
Yeah,
of comes full
it's
circle.
so
in
full
that
circle.
that
Like,
way.
it's funny because that map was where I met Nick, and that was
No way.
yes, that was it was called
is.
something else, but it was the Tunnel of Love, and I met Nick. Okay, so when I say I met Nick, let me just say I was nervous to meet Nick. I was like, dude, yo, what's up, bro?
Man of the hour.
Join a.
Gotta
There
get
he
him in a-
is.
Join
There
a
he
call.
is.
Join a voice call.
Oh,
Join a
you
voice
got to
chat.
join the
We'll
voice
bring you
chat.
The camera's in my phone. What's up? I do the things with the stuff. I don't know, man. I fucking
Dude, this
I
is
just
your
want to
Kanye.
yap, bro.
Wait, no, that's a bad. That's a really bad.
Dude,
Let's not do that right
let me
now.
Leo, let
This is
me
your-
call Taylor Swift before you say that. All right. I'm propaganda. I've been doing art for 14 years,
Hell
and
yeah, bro.
VR chat has been a good place to like be my medium for posting that. And I enjoy the community, and I love giving away my art to these people, and I've had a really fucking fun time on here, and I don't really know what I'd do without these people. So
We gotta put together like a slideshow for these TVs back here, bro. Of like art and shit. That'd
so-
be so dope.
green screen, but without the LTCGI or whatever you're using.
Yeah.
and we'll,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can turn that off.
yeah,
we'll do that. Yeah.
Dude, that would be so fucking dope, bro. Just show shit that we're talking about. We got like a clicker, bro. Clicker slideshow. Okay, anyway, sorry.
I mean, okay, so I was on a tip. About Infinity and Nick, right? Because they had Trans Tuesday, and
yeah.
I met him at the map that they just recreated, and I was so scared to talk to that guy. I thought he was the coolest guy ever.
Wait, Nick or Infinity
Nick.
or both?
Both.
Nick, well, both,
dude,
both. But
I told-
Infinity was recluse, so I talked to Nick, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, dude, I was like, hey, man, this is the coolest thing I've ever been to in my life. Because the map was like visually insane.
How long ago was that, bro? How
That
many
was
fucking
2
weeks
years ago. 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
that's what I thought. That's what I was about to say. 2 years ago. It sounds right.
On
'Cause the
Valentine's
thing is-
Day. by the
Is
way.
that was the same time I first got in, and then I met these people who like showed me this shit, right? And then, I fucking went to LA, and then we drove down to San Diego, and I was at an after party from like the shelter group. I didn't go to shelter. It was after a Thrill Seekers event, and I met
Oh,
Nick, and I met
yeah.
Dougie, and I met Murdochs, and I met
You
all
met
those
them all
motherfuckers,
in
and I
real life.
had no idea. They were all
Mhm.
dude. It's such typical gamer shit. Everyone was introducing themselves
Who
by
was
their
wearing
tags,
flip
and I
flops?
just go up to
Who
them.
was wearing sandals? You
That was
close.
Dokes.
Murdochs,
Murdochs is
Dokes
wearing
DJ.
sandals.
Dude,
Oh
the
my
most-
god.
Funny thing is, homie was wearing fucking sandals during his set at Thrill Seekers thing, and it was funny
No
as hell.
way,
bro. I
bro.
thought that was
That's
lit as
honestly
fuck,
So
dude.
gas. Dude, that's like that motherfucker in that meme avatar, bro. He's just, you just know he's fried, bro, because he's in that fucking little fucking.
He's memeing
Well-
in real life, bro. He's,
Yeah.
anyways.
Dude, The craziest part though is like,
Shout out,
and
Murdochs.
then you meet them all on here, and like, well, like I said, everyone says their tags, and I just walk up like an idiot, and I'm like, "What's up? My name's Carter," and they're like, "Who
Right,
are
you said your
And I
real
was like-
name. Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh fuck, I cooked
You blew
myself." I guess.
you blew
Shit.
people's mind that night, right? Because at one point you were just like, "Oh, I'm propaganda," and they're like, "What?"
Yeah, no, it was weird
Is
as
that not
fuck
what
because like it was just like the beginning, right? And then that was before everyone like started doing all of their own shit on here. That's when there's like maybe 10 places you would go to listen to people
Right.
spin.
Which is what we were
Maybe
talking
10.
about. We were just like, dude, like, how did this even come to be? And I think it was because there wasn't enough. There wasn't like
Well, yeah. Well, the thing
places
is
to
too
go.
is like there like the places you would go to, it was like even more gate kept than it is like ever before. You would have to like add someone that like knew a bot in like a totally private instance, and just the way that VR chat and the UI and everything worked, it was just such a bitch to get there. So it's like
Yeah.
you felt like you're at the deepest part of the VR fucking iceberg when you finally showed up and you're like, oh, what is this? Illegal raves in VR chat, you know?
Literally.
Yeah, literally, bro.
That's how it felt. You'd add some random bot and the bot would invite you, maybe, or sometimes it would say it was full. There was no queues. You couldn't queue. There's no group join. And there were like maybe what, like 10 Discord servers that would like post the announcement page. I think that's another thing that carried all groups was Discord servers. Like before
Discord, man.
VRC put
Discord
in
really
groups.
did that, yeah.
So you put all the shit in there, your events, everything. Like there was so much more that went into it back then for just getting
Even just
people in
people
the same
talking to
place.
each other, right? Like, oh shit, general chat. Like that's a place for me to be stupid after I'm blasted at 3 a.m. Like, oh, great night. And everyone's like, yeah, you're right. That was a great night.
Classic cat mill at everyone.
Classic
Dude,
cat
that
mouth
was
at
something
everyone.
I used to do. I learned the hard way. You're not supposed to do that, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, if only if it's for 2,000 or more people, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think once we hit 2,000, I was like, yeah, I think I'm annoying way too many people to be doing it right now.
The
Well,
amount
the
of
funny
people
thing is, I see about it is like, like you're throwing 2,000 newspapers at 2,000.
You loved it.
front doors
You
to
loved
say,
it.
"Turn this down, bro."
Okay,
I loved
because
it too, it's
because
literally-
Prop
you're the
met me,
mailman.
man.
You just fucking hug
When
that
you
shit
met
at their
me,
door.
man, I was mute. Like you didn't know what I sounded like. You didn't know my energy even. Well, maybe you knew my energy, but like as soon as I did the
Bro.
at everyone, you were like, "This guy's the one," right? Like, what was going
This
through your
guy's-
mind?
Oh my
What
god,
was
bro.
going
was
through
I
your
going-
mind, man?
I was like, he gets the game, bro. You just
He
gotta go.
gets
You
the
gotta
game.
send it.
You
bro.
just gotta
gotta
shoot your shot, right?
And then it's like, wow, there's 2,000 chances these people might think this is funny, or they might think I'm an actual idiot. And who cares?
Hey,
how it
but the
goes either
best
way.
part is, if 1,999 people hate me for it, they're actually my fans at the end of the day.
Hey, well, here's the
They
thing,
remember
you know,
my
like,
name.
so
So,
I saw you're stupid, and I raised you stupid 3 times by posting my phone number in 3 different
that's
sets.
right. That's right.
Legendary.
And when I saw
Legendary.
that, I was like, this guy is my best friend now. Like, I'm like,
Dude,
there's no
well,
way.
Okay, so the reason I did that, okay, is way back when is Dylan Francis and Diplo used to bet each other shit all the time. And one time Dylan lost the bet to Diplo, and Diplo put Dylan Francis' phone number as his visuals for a set, like somewhere
Yeah,
live.
he actually couldn't use his phone, dude. It
No
was
Yeah.
just like, do, 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 do.
Yeah, bro. So like that's literally why I did it, because I thought because that's why Dylan Francis dyed his hair blonde one time, is he lost a bet to Diplo, like all that. I thought
There
like
was
the
a lot
DJ
of
banter.
a lot of
was so
what's
funny.
it called? Punishment era is like, hey,
Yeah.
if you lose the bet, you gotta dye your hair, right? Like, so
Oh,
what's gonna
yeah,
what's
dude,
gonna
it's
be the
fucking
VR
great.
equivalent of that? Like, oh, you gotta use a fucking furry avatar for the rest of
Dude.
the rest of the year. Sorry, buddy. Like,
Bro,
like
well,
that'd be
that's the thing.
crazy.
Well, see, that was
Shout
my
out the furry
hope for
community.
like this, like
Shout out
this
the
shit
furries, by the
more
way. You guys are lovely.
was more of like, it's hard because not everyone. Okay, so like everyone back then, everyone was making their own music, right?
Mhm.
And now just DJing is more common.
Yeah.
So like, I think there was like a greater respect among like the starting of the electronic music scene, because everyone was like, oh dude, we're all like exploring this new tech and all this shit. And that's why it's like sometimes I get bummed out, is like that camaraderie doesn't seem the same on here, because it's like more of like it's more of like friend groups on here.
Yeah, what
I
does it
think,
feel
you know?
like right now? Like, it feels
It-
kind of
it
like
feels like
everyone's in
more
their
of, like-
own bubble, right?
Well, the thing is, it's like it happens with everything, right? Like the more you get into something, the more you can curate it for yourself. So if like
Sure.
you want to like, if you want to party here and pretend you're at like a house for the night, or like if you want to like go to house and pretend you're at house for a night, or if you want to go to like some big ass, like you can literally pick and choose whatever the fuck you want to do. So it's like with the like IRL stuff, it's like the venue is chosen,
Yeah,
the
it's like
DJs are chosen.
you already
like,
paid
it's
$20
very
for
set
the
in
Uber.
stone.
I'm not leaving, man. Like,
Yeah,
I'm here.
yeah.
Man.
So like with that, it's like, and the fact that like we can literally do whatever we want, like
There's a lot of
like
viscosity,
I went
a
to,
lot of
yeah,
between groups and where you want to go, right?
but yeah, but the thing is like if you're feeling some type of way any night, there's probably a chance that someone could put that on. But if you're gonna drive 50 minutes or an hour away from anywhere in your
That's
city,
what you get.
you might not be able to do that. Like
You get
you
what you
just
get.
get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what's happening at night. So
I feel
with
like
that, I
maybe
think there's a lot of people curating their experience more.
I feel like maybe that's why Refuge, like in the entirety of it all, we've created so many different things because we're just like we just want to. Hey, if you don't fuck with it tonight, come back tomorrow. It'll be
Yeah,
dubstep.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be rhythm. Like we're gonna put on Chopped. You know, shout out.
I gotta bring
Spec.
back Chopped, bro.
That's
God
what I'm
damn it.
saying. Like,
I've been a little procrastinator over here.
hey, you don't fuck with. It's like
fire
action,
voice
bro.
crack, dude.
We
you
need
don't
action,
fuck with.
bro.
It's like you don't fuck with Chop. Like, come back on
We need
Wednesday.
action.
Like house music. You know, it's like relax. You know, and if you just want to experience something and do stuff, like I think that's what like we've been kind of harping on the like Refuge, like origins and like why we do this and like how it feels to be here. And I think the biggest feeling that kind of comes across is like this is a place where yeah, you might experience something new, maybe you don't like it, but like at the same time we're doing so many things that you or your friends might be like, yo, this is sick, like let's come check this out
Yeah,
tonight.
like some.
Let's experience something. Yeah, like let's see, and they're all DJs. I think the coolest part about Refuge is that we are actively booking people. It's not like a oh, it has to be this genre, it has to be this thing. It's like we're putting our trust into the DJ. So if you book me, like good luck, right? Like you might get whatever you get if you book me on a lineup.
Depends on your mood.
Same
but
thing
you-
with me, bro.
Right? You book Soap, like you're cooked, man. Like
Yeah.
you better expect
You're
something
fucking
crazy.
good.
Like-
I'm gonna fucking go through 80
You might get
genres in a set, bro.
Minecraft.
You might get
might get
Minecraft
dubstep.
music.
See, listen to the Minecraft
Maybe
music right
both.
now, bro. That's what I'm listening to right
But,
now, dude.
this guy
stole
has
my
his fans.
stole my
Bro.
Minecraft plug, bro.
I have
Stole
my
my
fans.
Minecraft
Yeah.
plug.
We all got fans or
Tron
whatever.
music, bro. Tron music, bro. That's
But at the end of
crazy.
the day, like we're doing our best. We are doing our best to curate a lineup, right? So like if
Yeah.
we are on that lineup, we're gonna do our best, right?
Exactly.
To show up and
I just, dude, I love
the
so
party.
much music, bro. Music is
and
wonderful.
play the right genre or whatever. I think
Play the right genre? Fuck that, bro.
That's why
I-
I get stressed when people book me, because I'm
Don't
like,
get
I don't
stressed, bro.
know. I don't know what the fuck they want from me, because no one.
Just,
I feel like the people
just-
that book me, they've never heard me DJ before. They're just like,
they're just like, oh, you own a club.
yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck do you want from me? Because I've like,
Order
if you
a
go to my
Refuge.
SoundCloud,
we have
I
so
play like
much, bro.
every genre.
We have so, dude,
So-
we both play so much music, bro. All of
Yeah.
us. We just play
Play
so
an
much
hour
music.
of Hypnotic.
Well, that's
Hour
the
of
thing.
It's
Hypnotic.
fucking forever.
but there's some DJs out here that like they're dedicated. They
Yeah.
love it. They're like into whatever they're into in the moment. And
Exactly. That's what it's
th-
about, though.
I'm that way because I'm so emotional. Like as a DJ, like I'm just like fuck, man. I'm sad as shit. I'm gonna play Evanescence in the middle of my fucking hard
Yeah.
groove
Bringing
set.
it back to Evanescence, bro. Oh my God, Hard Groove is so good.
But that's
Sorry,
what I'm saying.
pretty fried right now.
But that's what I'm saying. No, keep getting fried.
He's
But
on
I'm
that
pretty
Shibuya
fried
time,
right now.
man.
Dude, that's the point, bro. I just want to come on here and yap, bro.
Well,
We're gonna
I
yap every
just wanna
session.
say-
Let's get to the point.
we just cleared the hour
Dude.
mark. We just cleared the hour mark, but Prop just
Dude.
got here, so we're about to be here for as long as
Yeah.
you guys want to be.
I mean, first episode
guys
could be
come up with a beat.
extended, right? Like that's never a downside.
Yeah,
you know?
subscribe to the
Be like an hour and a
Patreon.
half.
If you want to be a big
Patreon?
fan.
Part 1, part 2.
No, I'm just kidding. Fuck the Patreon.
YouTube, baby.
Bro.
No,
But
dude,
dude, I don't know, dude.
we missed out on a lot. I didn't get to talk about how we met. Do you
Oh,
remember
Oh,
that?
bro.
Do you remember
Dude,
that?
the best is when I lived in JP time, bro. When I was on the JP time, and I would
Dude,
pre-game at the US events and like be a real person like in JP time. That was the best time scale ever because
Yeah.
you'd go there, you would have nobody you know. I can't really understand Japanese, so like I can't really like just hop in a conversation, so I'd just say dumb shit, and then you're just listening to music. And like that's basically it.
I mean, that was like the best time. I think the first time I ever fell asleep in VR chat with the headset on was at Refuge. And then when I fell asleep, Redacted was next to me, and she kind of poked me and she was like, "Hey, wake up. Are you okay? Are you alive?" I woke up, dude, and there were 20 Japanese people talking to me, like around me in Japanese, expecting that I knew Japanese. Like I didn't
you
even
know some.
Yeah. I
some.
miss those. I miss
That
the
was
takeovers,
awesome.
man.
That blew my mind.
Yeah.
I woke up and people were talking to me in a different language, and I was just like,
This
"No
is dope.
way!" I'm like, "No way, man. This is like."
This is dope.
There was a point where I was like, Prop became my friend. He let me do posters and all this stuff. But it was the moment a Japanese person started just talking to me in sentences, and I'm just like, okay, I need to make this a thing. I need to like figure this out because they care. It's like it's not just like people, a couple cities away. It's like the whole world gives a shit about this, and I was like, wow, dude. And
Well,
then
that's the craziest part about this shit is people change their whole schedule to live on US East or US West
Exactly.
to like do this shit.
right.
Like
Yeah.
from Europe, from other parts of the world, like they literally change their sleep schedule so they can get on for this
It's
shit.
Pixel, man.
Yeah. I mean, Europeans, shout out. They fucking figure it out to come to our events. And yeah, after that experience of just waking up and everyone's just like, okay, there was a DJ, right? Like, DJ was Thuman. It was a Japanese DJ. Everybody around me was like, yo, are you hearing this? But they're saying it in Japanese. So I'm
So,
just
yeah.
like, they're like, psycho. I'm like, yeah, this is cool, man. I just woke up. Like, yeah, cool. And then I'm just like, wait, what if we just did this like for a weekend and we did a festival, right? That went across all time zones. And I remember telling you that. I was like, dude, we got to fucking do an event where it's just 72 hours straight, 3 days awake. And you know who came up with that name? It wasn't me. I was with Max at the time, and he
Of
was
course.
like, dude, it's like we're awake for 3 days straight. What if you called it 3 days awake? So shout out fucking Max for that, dude. 3DA.
Prop
Felt as a
finding the
hit, dude.
song too.
And then
Oh,
Prop
dude, the
found the
song,
music
bro?
for it.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, bro, the Beck now, dude. Well, Max also came up with the name for Flatline, so
Yeah.
Nope.
We were
That's-
talking
yeah.
earlier, Prop.
We were
how he
talking
came
about
up
how
with the
important
name
he
for
is. Yeah.
my event
yeah.
that I just started. So.
He's just such
Yeah,
an
no,
integral
that was
part
cool
of
as hell
everything.
update.
Unofficial, official staff member for life. Shout out Max Tech.
Max is a goated fucking individual. I don't know what it
Real.
is, but just like a
Realist
goated individual.
motherfucker, man.
And like being with him
Hey.
in person, that's just it's so real. He's so fucking real.
Seen
If
him
there's
DJ
anything you can
that
add to your club or your group or your friend group, like get a Max in your life.
Get a
Get a
Max.
Max.
You
Get
get
a
a
Max.
Max in your life.
Get a Max too.
Okay.
That's a different
Awesome.
subject for an
Get a Max
podcast
too.
conversation.
A
but
Max
yeah.
too.
Great.
All right.
Max 2 will provide
Use
you with a
code
great
Yeah,
set.
Refuge
Shout out
20
Lemons.
for 20% off on any of your purchases.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, we'll save the ad read for the next episode. But Levins, if you're watching,
Penis.
I need 4 of those. I need the whole collection shipped to my
Use
door
code penis.
hey,
Use
we
in
got,
code
your,
explicit packaging.
we got your community in a grip,
Definitely exists already.
if you know what I'm saying. So just hit us up, let us know.
Rip.
Figure it
I
out.
love the PVC pipes you make.
Yeah, really nice work.
Really
That you
nice
do.
PVC.
Huge
pipe.
fan
Nice
of
set.
your sets.
Big fan. Big industrial sized fan.
Industrial
Big
set.
ass fan. Can we get
gotta talk
sponsored
about
by Big
memes.
Ass Fan? That would go crazy.
We gotta talk
Like,
about
actually.
memes, bro. What?
Yeah,
We
so,
gotta talk
like,
about Refuge memes.
So someone take it away. I'm done being the like
We just have, like,
Refuge memes,
director.
bro.
I want
Refuge
this
memes,
guy
bro. Yeah.
or anyone else to
Um,
say something.
Well, one of the memes I don't know that I remember is I had a fucking lawn chair for a really long time because I
Oh,
was
dude,
pissed
the
off.
launcher.
You can lay
Pull it
down
out.
in a
Here.
club anywhere. I was pissed off you couldn't lay down in a club anywhere, so I just asked Humpty. I was like, dude, can you just put a lawn chair on my avatar so I can have somewhere to sit when I go to the rave? Like, this
The
is so
Fallout
stupid.
lawn chair goes so hard, bro.
There's never, yeah, the fucking crusted over one.
Yeah.
There's Mom Spaghetti on the other side of those doors. What
Dude,
else?
Mom spaghetti, bro.
I don't know. A meme, dude, is when we used to go to fucking hotel, bro. When we used to host the
yeah.
dance night, bro.
Host the
Help
dance.
host the
Isn't this one
dance.
right here? Or oh no, I got the other two here.
Yeah. But no, that was a good meme. I'm pretty sure it's still what's his name, Jaden, on the cover of something for one
Yeah.
of those. Fuck, man. Like Refuge lore memes.
Portland, bro. Portland, bro.
Portland
Oh,
was a time, bro.
Portland was a time.
We all met each other.
That was
We
dope.
all hung out.
Dude.
It's an experience. I can
We
hear you.
heard
Yeah,
you.
I can hear. Yeah, we can hear you, brother.
No,
Just
you
'cause
can
you're
hear
over
me.
there.
You don't have me muted in the game, but oh wait, I'm also on Discord. Oh my god.
You're
So
tweaked, bro.
wait.
I'm also on
Wait, can
Dude,
we
how many
save?
fucking
Can we
blinker
save?
checkpoints did you hit?
We're saving
before
all
this?
of it, bro.
Can we save
No
Portland
edit. No edits.
for episode 2? Because I feel like that
Oh.
would be.
Okay,
would be
okay.
Yeah, that's a
fine.
whole
That'd be
episode.
dope.
We're
That'd be
already
That's a
in.
whole
We're an
episode,
hour
yeah.
30 in. Let's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
let's just
Let's just
figure
be
this
yapping
out.
for a little bit.
Yeah, let's just figure this out, and then we'll talk about Portland.
We'll go back to
on
Refuge
next
memes,
episode.
bro.
Yeah. 'Cause, like,
Lore
dude,
memes, bro.
There's so
Well,
much.
I mean, there's a
Dune.
There's
Wide.
so mu- yeah.
Good
Goon,
God.
Yeah, because we met,
the goon
we
goggles,
met
bro.
all of each other for the
Goodness,
first
dude.
time. We got to see each other's eyeballs for the first time.
Eyeballs.
Dude, there's a lot of
Portland.
memes in here, bro. There's a lot of memes that like we wrote like into the map, bro. There's also the crazy part about the map is there's a lot of people that like come and go, and it's kind of like a little moment in fucking history. I
Yeah,
don't know.
There's
you know,
so many
that's-
little things
yeah.
that we, dude. Like now that the bitches are gone, like
Jesus Christ,
Oh,
bro.
Oh
Coming
my
back.
goodness.
Give this guy a fucking
just-
muscle, bro.
and
Holy
if
hell.
you're watching near bitches, like it's okay. We're excited for you to
It's
come
okay.
back. You know,
Yeah. We're excited for you to come back, bitches.
just come back.
Dude, put a girl on the phone, bro.
Put a
What the
girl
fuck?
Put a girl on.
Shut
Put a
up.
girl on, bro.
God.
That shit's
Yeah.
so crazy.
First rip of the day, baby. Come on now.
See, this
It's
is the
Shibuya time.
Booyah.
this is the
Booyah
part.
time.
This is the part of the podcast where I'm like, we're gonna get to this point, and we're just like, yeah, it's over.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
We're just
fried
saying
as
the
fuck.
dumbest
We're
shit.
just
that no
saying-
one
We're
knows.
just saying
Yeah.
dumbass shit.
That's the point. That's the point, bro. People are gonna random people that watch this are gonna come up to us and be like, "Put a girl on, bro," and probably
Put a girl
Okay,
on.
what is he
Yeah.
saying, man?
Hold on,
if
let me
you-
get my dog up here so I can put my headset on her, bro. Come on.
If you enjoyed the podcast, you know this is the
Dude,
first
did you ever
one.
get the dog bed? Dude?
What,
Bro, that was actually okay. Do you not know about this story, bro? Do
Wait
you
a
not know
minute,
about
wait a
this
minute.
story,
Okay,
bro?
tell us the
Holy
Wait a
fucking
shit.
minute.
story
Tell us
before
the
we
story.
end this shit. Tell
Dude,
us the
dude. So
fucking
okay,
story.
so some personal about me. So every time I say something stupid, and someone takes it out of context, and then I just put it into context, and then I just own it. So, like for example's sake, like me wearing the frog avatar, everyone just called me a frog, so I just made frogs my entire branding. So that was like literally
Okay,
just
but
people.
what happened with the dog bed? Can you
So,
tell
well,
us
so
about
that's
what's
the
going on
example.
here? Like you're going
So
around
that's
a
the ex-
whole cul-de-sac.
Oh
right
no,
now.
no, but that's what I'm saying is like so that for example's sake, like I just if people tell me something and they just put it on me, I just say fuck it, I'll do it. So at one point, bro, I was probably hammered in like the early days of us doing this shit. And I would be like, dude, I just gotta lay down for a second, bro. Do you know it'd be so comfy instead of a bean bag?
a
What if I just
dog
had a
bed.
dog bed?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just a bigger dog bed, and I could just lay down in that shit and just be comfy. And then
Comfy as fuck.
I just thought it was the best idea, probably for like a week and a half straight. I was like, bro, I'm gonna order this shit. I swear, bro. Like I won't
Oh
gonna
my
do it, dude. I'm gonna order this fucking dog bed. And then people would
This
ask me,
fucking dog
like, have
bed.
you gotten it yet, bro? Have you got the dog bed? I'm like,
No
fucking, of
way.
course. It's the same thing with the feet, man. It's the same
Yeah.
shit,
Don't-
bro. You see
Dude,
one
Wirt's
comment about
back.
feet, bro.
Wirt's
Look.
back.
Make... Oh, bro, saving
Shout
Wirt's
out
back,
Wirt,
bro.
bro. Oh,
Oh,
my
Dude,
shout
I
out
god.
saw him
Wirt.
the other night, bro. I saw him the other night, bro. It was so fucking funny. When I after the tunnel level,
Okay,
when said
Wirt,
what's up, you know?
Wirt has the best stage presence I've seen in VR for
Most
a desktop,
energy.
for a desktop user. That
Most
guy is
energy.
on desktop, and
No,
he has
for-
the best stage
dude,
presence
anytime.
I've ever seen.
Oh my
It's
God.
crazy.
Dude, so wait, Kat, were you here for when we bought him a new desk?
Yes,
No, that was
I was
way
there. No, I was
You
there.
were?
I was there. Yeah, because he was DJing on Amazon boxes for the longest time, and then this fool
Dude,
fucking
homie was
bought him a desk.
DJing. Dude, we fucking GoFundMe him at a desk, bro. He fucking, dude, it looked like he had.
I was there, I
We
was there.
saved him from surgery, bro. We saved him. We literally had his back, bro. Like that shit was ruined. Like
It
I've
was
never
like
seen.
a coffee table, bro. He was
Yeah,
DJing on
dude, literally.
coffee table. Like, bro, what are you doing?
I've never seen a DJ like fucking actually be at a 90-degree angle while like throwing down a set. Like,
What
like,
the
it was
headset on?
the one with the like he would
Oh
put like
my
a
God.
mask on with his headset on, bro. Like homie could never. I don't even know what the fuck he
Oh,
was
yeah, 'cause
doing
it
in
was-
there.
He did that like Halloween bit where
He
you
did
like
the
got all dressed up
Halloween thing.
every set in
Yeah.
in October.
Every
It was
time.
crazy.
Dude, it literally looked like he was like DJing in like down there, bro, like in an unfinished
Yeah.
basement. like no fucking insulation on the walls. Like you can see the studs and shit still. And I just
It was
talked to him
fire.
recently, dude. Homie's doing well, bro. Homie's
He's
doing
doing
well.
good. Good, man.
Good.
Yeah, he's doing great,
That's
dude.
good. We love that guy.
I guess
man.
I mean he's doing great. I don't know if I can tell this story. I'm gonna tell a story anyways, dude. He's like, yeah, the other night I got so drunk I think I pissed everywhere, but I'm not sure, so I just threw everything out. Like, so I mean, he's probably cool with that. He doesn't give a fuck, but yeah, I saw him. It was so funny talking to him. We were just cracking just horrible, stupid jokes because we were at Round Table. And nobody at Round Table gives a fuck what you just say about anything. So
yeah,
we're
you
just
could
saying
piss
dumb
yourself
shit
at
about
round
what-
table
like,
and you'd be fine, man.
dude,
Like, it's all
dude,
good.
I'm surprised he
Good.
didn't, bro, because that was his MO recently, I guess. So, but that was funny as hell, bro. Dude, you know what's crazy is I joined the first things that someone said when I joined the round table. I didn't really recognize them. Just someone I probably added, and they're like, "Dude, we need a DJ here right now." Like, and I'm like, "Why?" And they look at the guy, and the guy's on the decks just playing YouTube links every 3 minutes, and there's just a fat pause
my
in
God.
between. And I was like, "Shit, that's tough."
Yeah,
But
they
still, the
saw-
guy was at the decks. Like,
They saw Jesus Christ walking through the door. They're like, "Hey, man, can you save us, real quick?"
I was like, "Nah, bro, I can't, dude. I can't do this right now." But no,
Nah,
that's
bro,
funny as
not
hell.
locked in.
Well, fuck it, man. I think.
I
Well,
think,
how do you guys
we got
feel
a lot
about
of
it?
we got a lot of time, bro. We've been
Wide
on for a
toggle.
while. Wide toggle is sick.
Refuge memes.
There's so much.
Dude,
there's
bring,
so much
bring
shit
back
we.
the wide toggle, bro.
I miss her.
If anybody
miss it.
knows how to do
Somebody
the wide
had
toggle,
it. Somebody had it.
Hey,
Somebody
if you know
had
how
it.
to toggle
I know it's
yourself
doable.
to become wide,
Yeah, please
subscribe
hit
to
us
the
up.
Patreon
Dude, we used to
and then hit us.
Subscribe to the Patreon.
Dude, we used to surround people, bro. We used to surround people in a triangle.
Box them
as
in
the
like a
wide
fish.
dude.
So-
4 wide.
Okay,
I
so what we
remember.
should do is we'll edit this, right? We'll make the edited version, and this is gonna be in the non-edited version. But if you want the full cut, subscribe to the Patreon, and we'll post it on there. Full cut, no
You
edit.
want to
Yeah,
really
the
be annoying?
raw- the
We
raw
upload
energy.
the raw and only upload the
raw.
finished content on the Patreon.
On-
So you have to subscribe to see the content.
No, fuck that. We'll upload the good one on YouTube and the bad one on Patreon. So if you want the bad one, give us money.
Are we
Give us
gonna?
money.
Do we want to do like a closing off statement thingy? It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
official.
Yeah,
or
each of
formal,
you.
but
You
I
started
mean-
off. You started off.
Yeah, you
What do
started off, Mr.
You want me to?
Bossman.
You want me to
Start
start
it off, Mr. Bossman.
I mean, all I'm gonna say is, and like real quick, wrapping back to the Portland trip. What if anyone could take away anything from this is that this space gives you such a powerful opportunity to work with people you'd never otherwise meet, and it can help you meet people that live anywhere, and that means you can meet people who are very like-minded to you and also unlike-minded to you. It can help shape you as a person. And like meeting these guys in Portland and actually being able to see everyone face to face, for some the first time, others the second time, was like such a powerful experience, and I feel sorry for people who can't experience that, because I feel like a really small group of people or a small handful of people are actually going to be able to do that. And so I just feel like whatever you take away from this podcast, whether you thought it was funny, whether you thought it was like educational, whatever you want to take from it, is that the people you meet on here, I don't just it's you're so lucky. Like, you're so lucky to meet the people that you meet on here, and
real.
value your friendships as if they are in person, because I can tell you right now, if you hang out with the right people, you hang out with people that make you happy, and you go and meet them in person, it's like taking off the mask. It's the same fucking person. You get along with them like you've known them since fucking kindergarten. It's really awesome. So, I mean, without this group of people, this wouldn't even be a thing. Wouldn't have this podcast. Wouldn't have this club. Like, thanks to this guy for breaking his ass like every single day. I'm off working. I'm MIA for weeks on end. I come back and shit's better than ever. So, I mean, this is like such a powerful group of people I hold dear to my heart. And, I kind of just went on a rant there, but yeah.
That's dope,
Real
bro.
shit.
That
We
was
love
Value-
you,
good.
Spec. We
Really
love
good.
you,
Value
man.
the
Really
fucking
good.
people you meet on
Yeah,
here.
Really
Dude.
man.
good,
Like,
We just
yeah.
let you take the floor right now. That's
Yeah, that
awesome.
shit was
Good
good.
set.
Let's
Good set,
fucking
bro.
go.
I'ma
Let's
cry,
fucking
bro. You
go.
can
And
say
I'm
Good
fried as
set.
fuck. I had
Nice set.
Shibuya time with soap, and I'm
Shibuya
like
time?
low key a little
Shibuya
high.
time.
Remember the
Shibuya
It's just-
time is nuts, bro.
It's just I
That's
love
a
you guys,
good
man.
one.
So thanks for
Alright.
sharing this.
We love you, Spec.
Medi,
Can
take it away, bro.
I can't top that. What the
You
fuck?
can't up
Let's
just
that.
say
You're
something, dude.
You
fuck
said it
up.
all,
bro. And please don't just say penis, bro. I'm begging you.
I mean, even if you did just say penis, like, would you
Kanye
really
just took
complain?
the mic away from
Oh my
Medi right now,
God.
dude. Holy shit. I'm gonna let you finish.
Say anything you want, bro.
I don't know. I'm dead right now.
You're dead right now.
Yeah, he'll be at the
Yeah.
next
Bro.
one.
It's all nothing.
All right, Clara. Anything?
I just want to say, I don't know where I would be without all of you guys in Refuge. I've grown more than I ever have in my whole life from my time being here. I'm pretty sure. I was saying already earlier on the podcast, but you missed it. Prop. I used to be the most quiet person ever. I mean, you would come up to me and thank me for like being a regular and enjoyer, but I probably wouldn't say shit. I was quiet as hell. And now all of you guys know me as like the biggest fucking yapper. But like I don't know, you guys all changed my life and for the better, obviously.
Rightfully
And I
so,
hope
yeah.
dude.
that's apparent.
You're awesome.
You're dope.
Dude.
Propaganda.
Oh
Please
yeah,
say
I
it.
mean, on top of what Clara said, yeah, dude. Whenever you're at events, go fucking talk to random people or have your friends introduce you to your other friends. And people on here are very eccentric humans. It takes a lot to get on to the point that we're at. So they probably have some sort of. If you think your interest is niche, go talk to them and see what they fuck with. So, and you might have the same interests. And yeah, I don't know, go do something cool with them. And if you see someone who's like just vibing, just be like, hey, thanks for chilling, thanks for taking, because people could choose to go anywhere, dude. Just thank them for their time.
Yeah.
They
Real.
could choose to do anything. So
All right. That was
You're a
fucking.
legend,
that was,
bro.
dude. You're beautiful, bro.
I'm gonna bounce off that. Like, yeah. Shout out Refuge. If you don't know what you want to do in life and you just want to relax and hang out and have fun, like, come to Refuge. Like, come listen to some music. Come listen to something you never heard of. Come listen to something that you have heard and you're just like, wow, that's amazing. I didn't know I had so much love for this. I think I think Refuge really instilled a huge like inspiration for me. Like I was ready to quit everything. I was ready to quit art. I was ready to quit my job. I was ready to quit my life low key, and I was like, you know what? These guys seem like they're having a good time, and a lot of it sounds awesome and feels nice, and I don't know. I love you guys a lot, man. I wouldn't be here doing what I want to do if I didn't just hang out for a bit. And
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I think if there's people out there that, you're hanging out with and, it's a good time, then just enjoy it. Enjoy it for the moment and see where it takes you.
Yeah, bro.
Goated.
That's fucking dope, bro. That's so fucking dope, bro. Personally, bro, I say personally a lot, but I just cherish you guys a lot, bro. It's definitely, I agree. It has changed my life for the better. Music, bro. Y'all have introduced me to so much music. Take away, like, bro, please, for the love of God, just listen to more music. Anybody that's listen, just listen to more music. Just give anything a try. It doesn't matter what the fuck
Listen to
it is.
old music, bro.
Listen to old music, bro. There's so much old music that's good, bro.
Listen
Go
to
listen to
nothing.
EPROM,
Listen to
Center of the
nothing.
Sun.
Just go
Yeah,
outside.
listen to nothing,
Just
bro.
go outside and
Bro,
just.
Go listen to
I
the
love,
forest, bro.
dude.
I'm
I
just kidding.
love that you
Sorry.
love those
Couldn't mean to
sounds,
derail
bro.
you.
I love
But
that's
yeah,
dude. Because I love that you love that, bro. That makes me happy
dude,
that
of
you
course,
love
bro.
that
And
shit.
like,
Music, man. It's all
thanks.
about the music. At the
Dude,
end of the
hard groove,
day,
bro. Oh my god, I'm bringing it back to hard groove.
Let's go,
Listen to
dude.
fucking hard groove. I'm gonna wrap it
Shouts
up. I'm
out
gonna wrap it up.
Geoid.
Shout out Hard
Shouts
Groove.
out
Shout out
Geoid.
Geoid.
Shout out Geoid
Real.
for the hard groove.
But
Oh,
Shout
fire.
out your mom.
Soap, thanks for coming around for
Wait,
more than 5 minutes, bro.
let
Dude,
Soap
I'm
let
glad
Soap
to be around,
finish
bro.
this out. We've been fucking
yeah,
putting in
hold
with
on,
Soap's time.
hold on.
Say what you
Fuck
gotta
you,
say,
Soap.
bro. Fuck you.
I just think like try anything new, like whether it's events, whether it's like even just personal life, like just try new things. Like even if there's a new fucking coffee shop down the street, go try that. That's like I'm a very firm believer in like trying new things and like I'm trying to go to Germany, but like I'm gonna go to Germany like in towards the middle or end of this year. Like just try new fucking things. I don't know, but this is Refuge. We had a great
That's
time with the
it.
Refuge podcast. I hope you guys
Yeah.
enjoyed.
That's it.
We're gonna go to fucking
Yeah.
Sunboat,
Episode 1. Fuck it.
episode 1.
All right, guys. We closing it. All right, on 3, we all go. With 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well done.
Let's go.
We did it.
You want to beat me so bad?
Is that it? That's it. It's over.
That's it. It's over.